Kirk, vowing to carry on his vision. Charlie's widow, Erica.
My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men, just like the one who took his life.
And she says she forgives that young man. President Trump, the keynote speaker at yesterday's service.
Charlie's murder was not just an attack on one man or one movement. It was an attack on our entire nation. That was a horrible attack on the United States of America. It was an assault on our most sacred liberties and God-given rights. The gun was pointed at him, but the bullet was aimed at all of us. That bullet was aimed at every one of us.
The president's also teasing a major medical announcement today, saying, "I think we found an answer to autism." Across the San Francisco Bay Area, the timing was just perfect. If you planned on getting out of bed shortly before 3 a.m.
A pre-dawn earthquake rattled across metro San Francisco early this morning. The U.S. Geological Survey registered it at magnitude 4.3, centered near Berkeley. It struck shortly before 3 a.m. local time. People reported feeling their homes shaking and getting emergency alerts on their phones. The San Francisco Department of Emergency Service writes on X, while 9/11 received an increase in calls from people who felt shaking, there have been no reports of injuries in San Francisco at this time. And infrastructure is being examined for possible damage. George Williams reporting.
Looks like we're headed for a lower open this morning on Wall Street, with the Dow futures down just over 200 points. NASDAQ futures off 66. The S&P futures down 19. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Is war in the Middle East the revival of an ancient conflict recorded in the Bible?
The nation of Israel is a resurrected nation. So what if there was going to be a resurrection of another people, an enemy people of Israel?
Dinesh D'Souza's new film, The Dragon's Prophecy, is in theaters 2 nights only, October 6th and 8th.
We came back to a land that was largely barren and empty, and we brought it back to life, and we're going to keep it.
Tickets not sold in theaters. Get tickets only at thedragonsprophecyfilm.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Israel's military ordering a key Gaza City hospital evacuated.
The Jordanian field hospital in Gaza City's southwestern neighborhood of Tal al-Hawa received orders to evacuate on Monday morning, according to a senior health official. The order came as residents reported that troops were approaching the facility, with dozens of families trapped in their homes and shelters around the hospital. The military has already ordered all Palestinians in Gaza City to head south to central and southern Gaza Strip. It's also told aid workers in private messages that all humanitarian sites except hospitals must evacuate. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Lebanon's health ministry says an Israeli drone strike in southern Lebanon has killed 5 people, including 3 children. Israel has been striking southern and eastern Lebanon almost daily since a ceasefire with Hezbollah was reached in November. Lebanese officials warn these strikes risk destabilizing the country. News and analysis, townhall.com. Some American lawmakers visiting communist China hoping to encourage greater dialogue between Beijing and Washington.
A bipartisan group of U.S. lawmakers pushed for more military-to-military dialogue in a meeting Sunday with China's Premier Li Qiang, a rare congressional visit since the U.S.-China relations soured. Li welcomed the delegates, calling it an ice-breaking trip that will further the ties between the two countries. The delegation was led by Representative Adam Smith.
We certainly have disagreements and will have disagreements, but open dialogue is absolutely crucial.
I'm Julie Walker.
Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's YouTube account has gone offline. Venezuela's state-run channel claims it was eliminated without any explanation. Google, YouTube's parent company, not responding to questions about it. This comes amid rising tension between Venezuela and the U.S. Townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
Your SRM program begins in 10 seconds.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Welcome to. It's gonna be warm today.
It's gonna be a mixed bag, I think.
In the 90s. You kind of got a Magnum PI thing going on today.
Well, I'm trying to bring back open undershirts over open under open bottom button downs.
The Chandler.
Yeah, the Chandler. Yeah.
Yes.
But that shirt has two uses because then you can button it down and you got yourself a nice feel. And yeah, I actually kind of really like the feel of the material here. It's like a tweed or almost like hemp or something.
Yeah, very
laid back.
Kind of Hawaiian-esque.
Last couple of days of summer. Actually, I think the last official day of summer today.
Today,
I think later this evening is the autumnal equinox.
All right.
So get ready for that.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
looks good.
Thanks, sir.
Got
Appreciate you.
I admire the baseball cap sans any logo thing going on. I don't own any hats that do that.
That's the thing is I've found that most hats with logos are very divisive. Yeah. Like if you're looking to start a fight in a Sidco, that's when you wear a hat with like a, your team logo or whatever.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I was like, I don't own any baseball caps that are.
I'll put it this way.
The ones that are even sports related, it's got like a U.S. flag on it, or it's got like some business logo or something. Yeah.
I always like, I like the blank cap because it leaves, everybody's, what's on his mind? Not a lot, clearly. But I also opted to get a new hoodie because I figured out that wearing your team logo, it sets you up for a conversation that you may not be ready for.
It's true.
I don't know statistics the way most people know statistics, especially about sports.
Yeah, if you're going to wear the logo, you got to kind of know about
You got to know a little something. But yeah. So I was like, I got into a whole thing about, passing game versus as far as like the defense of the team and all that. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm done wearing those things for a while.
Or
just study.
Or go the other route. Go sentimental. Say, I'm not really following sports, but my dad growing up was a huge Cubs fan or whatever it is, or mom was a huge Cubs fan. So wear the hat to honor her or him or whomever.
I enjoyed the playing style of one Brett Favre, and that's sort of what brought me in.
Don't tell people that. I
have no family connection. We've never even, I don't think I've ever been to Wisconsin. I may have flown over Wisconsin, but I've never been to Wisconsin.
Well, ever since I was a boy, my dad used to buy cheese from the deli, but he always bought in big blocks, and he'd wear it on his head.
Squeaky cheese.
And so that I always loved the Packers. The cheeseheads.
I didn't send it to you. I'll have to find the meme. Somebody sent me a meme over the weekend, and it's just Scott Stapp standing in the street going, or just in the box said, "Hold me now," and he had a Green Bay cheese head on.
Yeah.
And said, "Hold me now. There's brick cheese on my head," and I'm thinking, I'm like, that's the best thing I've seen. Internet one. There's brick cheese on my head and I'm thinking. Nailed it.
Every Creed song sounds just like that.
Every Creed song. When arms wide open. I'm gonna sort of scream at you and sort of sing at you. When you, but you know, it's when you find your style, you got to go with it.
Sure, but I'm not gonna lie. I say all this. I'll jam out to a Creed song every now and then. I'll be like,
yep, I'm not above it. I
should have been dead on a Sunday morning.
I will openly hate on the band Hinder and still be like, honey, why you calling me so late? It's like, I will openly hate that band, but at the same time, I'll jam it out.
Like, I think there's a lot of closet Nickelback fans, but they're just too embarrassed to admit it because they know, like you say it, and that's like just the easiest band to like, Nickelback, But in their home, they're back there going, look at this photograph. I tell you.
So my kid's mom, when I first started dating her, she was a big Nickelback fan.
Yeah.
Like openly. She had I believe the album title is The Long Road. That had just come out and she had just gotten it and she was all excited about it and we were kind of jamming out to that album. So I know more Nickelback than probably most should.
Yeah. And to be honest, like I'm not a Nickelback fan, but a couple of their songs, I'm like, that's all right, man. That one's okay. That one kind of slaps. That one's all right.
Yeah, but then you're also in your car with like your kids, and the song "Animals" comes on, and you're like, oh,
yeah, that one. But it's got a good beat.
It's got a good beat. It is definitely a driving tune.
Like it's
sure.
pumps you up. You're like, yeah. Let's act like animals. Yeah.
I'm driving black on black. Yeah, I mean it'll get you going.
Yeah. It's just I get it, but people are scared to admit that.
Well, I had a similar experience to that over the weekend because there was two wrestling pay-per-views on back to back, but one was the WWE one. In the history and the pantheon of the Undertaker, he's had a lot of interesting entrances. Yeah, and one was when he was badass biker taker.
Okay,
and he came out to Kid Rock's American Badass.
Okay.
So that was playing over the loudspeakers over the weekend. I
haven't heard that song in a minute.
Yeah, that was his entrance. Although for a quick minute, his entrance was keep rolling, 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 keep rolling. Which, by the way, this came up in conversation last night during a gathering of some friends.
Yeah.
Not only is Limp Bizkit back, do you know they're touring with Metallica?
Yeah, Fred Durst is like doing a whole thing now. Yeah.
What?
Fred Durst comeback tour.
Yeah, we listened to some of that album and I'm like, he literally has this. You could put that in a shuffle with like anything, like the Chocolate Starfish and $3 Bill Y'all and all that.
Yeah, and
it lines up. It's crazy. The man's like in Arrested Development at age 23.
I bet Charlie Sheen's going to join that tour.
Although I was saying last night, do you think he's got a Mike O'Malley situation going on? As soon as he takes that hat off, it's just Sheen.
My hair is rolling, rolling, rolling.
Hairline rolling back, it's rolling back. Got a widow's peak,
Yeah. Good for him. Why not?
But he's got to be just chugging insurers on side stage.
I'm about to say, he can't be so angry this time, right?
Have you heard any of the new stuff?
I have not.
I will not play it right now on the air because I cannot.
Is it typical Limp Bizkit?
It's typical Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, you think he'd like Limp Bizkit unplugged.
Well, I said the same thing about the new Blink. I was listening to some of the new Blink 182, and I'm like, this lines up perfectly with their self-titled album that they put out 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I was literally listening to on the car ride on the way there, and they had the new album on, and it's like Tom DeLonge's voice. It literally just does not change. And this is a fun thing to do. If you're ever in a room full of millennials,
okay.
Just turn the song I Miss You by Blink 182 on.
Yeah.
Just turn it on.
Okay.
And then step back. Because you're going to witness for about 45 seconds, people are like, okay. And then there's one point in the song where everybody's just going to go, where are you? And the entire room will do. It's the It's Been of my generation.
Oh, okay. Oh man, I saw Blink-182 live.
Yeah,
Warped Tour.
Oh, see, I don't know if rock show Blink-182 is the same as seeing them like in concert.
Yeah, I saw them at Warped Tour. Them and Suicidal Tendencies were the headliners for that particular year. It was a good year.
I can't remember if it was. I think Blink was at the one I was at. I think I saw part of it. My whole thing was I was dying to see The Offspring.
Yeah,
because like Self-Esteem was like my theme song in high school,
and I don't think they were at that Warped Tour.
No, the Warped Tour I went to in 2005 was they were there.
The one I went to, I don't think The Offspring was there. I mean, the who's who of Warped Tour, Pennywise, MXPX, all of them were there.
Yeah, NOFX, MXPX, all the letters. Yeah. AFI.
Less than Jake. More than Jake. Just Jake.
And then just average Jake.
Yeah, the mighty Boston. Yeah, they had them all there. So, probably should do the rundown.
Yeah,
got a full slate for you for today's show. This hour, it is municipal election season as early voting starts next month. Leadership Roswell Alumni Association, 1 week from tomorrow night, will be having their candidate forum. And, of course, the general election coming up here in November for the municipal election, I should say.
Yep.
School board, city council. But anyway, we're going to start interviewing some of our candidates for this year's school board. Jeffrey Cabana, who is running for Ward 1 city council seat, will join us today to chit-chat and just introduce himself and tell you a little bit about him and learn you about Jeffrey Cabana.
There you go.
Then in the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we'll have the folks from the Chaves County Health Council join us, give us an update on what they got going on. And then I guess what's coming up next weekend? Or this weekend, I should say, not next weekend.
Yeah, this weekend.
Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
Preview weekend this Saturday and Sunday.
They actually have started turn-ins last week for arts and crafts, but all the other turn-ins, like the animals and stuff, the baked goods, all that will start rolling in this weekend. And then Monday of next week, they'll officially kick off the fair with the parade, and then the fair begins. Yep. But we will have Jonathan Dudley and Leslie Robertson join us, just giving us general fair information. To be fair.
To be fair. Yeah. I mentioned it last week, but one of the most infuriating experiences for me as a portly gentleman is walking through the baked goods section, because there are all these just amazing looking like lattice work cherry pies and like a blueberry pie, and there's like a sliver taken out of it, and it's like, oh, it's such a waste of pie.
Well, I know, but it looks are deceiving there.
Yeah,
because those pies have been sitting there about a week by
that's
the time
what I'm
you
saying. But the sliver was taken out fresh.
Yeah, it is what.
That's why I'm saying it's such a waste of a good pie.
Yeah,
it's like, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. What we should do is we should judge that competition first, and then have us a good old fashioned pie eating contest.
There you go. Of course. Yeah. Well, that'd be a waste too, because. No, you've seen people eat pies. That's not a pleasure eating.
Well, that depends. That depends on how apt you are to eat from a trough. Because if you put my hands behind my back and put a pie in front of me, I'm going to town on that bad boy.
I'm built for comfort, not speed.
I'll tell you this. You got to keep your head on a swivel. You find yourself in a vicious pie eating contest.
No. I'm while y'all are in your jet boats with your pie, I'm on the pontoon boat, just casually chewing and sipping and
arms tied behind his back. Like, does anyone have whipped cream?
I could use a fork.
I couldn't possibly without some whipped cream.
Yeah, some whipped cream.
Whipped cream, please. Or some kind of savage.
Yeah, blueberry pie served at chilled. No, needs to be at room temperature.
Not even fair temperature. Like room temperature plus a bit.
Yes.
And then with a little bit of barn smell. Goes down easy.
Yeah, but in all fairness, depending on the pie, the contest could be rigged. Because, like if you don't want a guy to win, be like, hey, here's a nice pecan pie for you to muscle through, versus the guy eating the blueberry pie.
That's true. If you're dealing with a consistency thing, you'd want to make sure that your pies were the same.
Yeah, I mean pumpkin pie, or a pecan pie particularly.
Yeah.
especially with all that caramel goo in there.
It's richer. It's a tougher one to get down.
Not to mention
sure.
just straight up chewier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
Maybe that's how you handicap.
See, I went the other way. I'm like somebody who's making the pie slips a couple of like chocolate laxatives into their chocolate cream pie.
No, I wasn't getting dirty. I was going to say, like, if you got a Joey Chestnut type, give them the pecan pie.
Okay.
And then the guy that's just average Joe or Jane rolls in with the softer pie.
Just for what it's worth, I would pay good money to watch Joey Chestnut House of Pecan Pie.
I would watch it too.
Shut up and take my money. I'm in.
That's gonna be like the like a triathlon or like those endurance races.
It would be one pie. It would basically be the best 20 seconds I've ever had.
But I mean, I think like
if that,
I'm smelling an endurance race, almost like like.
All right, I'm sitting back down.
Real quick, but it's almost
no,
like
because you piqued my interest with endurance racing pie.
Well, I feel like we can make the amazing race of competition eating, and so like. And it's all about what the food is. And the quantities we can talk about. But, I mean, let's face it. If you're in a speed eating contest getting down taffy. I'm just saying.
Just cruel.
This is a peanut butter eating contest.
A gobstopper eating contest.
Just things that are impossibly hard to eat. But, like, the level's up, All
right. Joe, you know what? You're absolutely right. Joey Chestnut, it's time to level up. You've been slumming it with the miners for years now.
Let's bring this like what's that road rules, whatever that thing is on MTV that they all get up all.
I like the Amazing Race, but like include like YouTube chefs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think we should get a whole gamut. Yes.
Max the Meat Guys just got like a steak eating challenge for you. Guga's over here with some Brazilian nonsense.
Yeah. And we get some TikToker that's big right now to be the host. That Speed Guy or something.
I can't think of the guy's name, but have you seen? There's no other way to describe him. He is a massive black man. He's giant. He's got arms the size of like my thighs. He's a military, like he's former military. But he's a YouTube chef.
Okay,
that's his.
I don't think I've seen that one.
No, I'll find a video.
Okay,
he's incredibly intimidating. I watched a video of him and some guy trying MREs from around the world.
Yeah.
And like several times throughout the video, he just turns to the guy and goes, "Oh!" And the guy's like, "Oh my God!" Like several times, this guy visibly has a heart attack when he thinks this guy's going to attack him. He's a lot of man though, so.
But boy, does he make a good Monte Cristo.
He's his whole thing is like pastry chef.
Yeah.
Pastry bakery now.
He gives you a jelly donut, then makes you squeeze the jelly out by scaring you. All right, it is 7:23. I better get the show going. Here is your weather. I was trying to get hungry, weirdly enough.
Weather this hour brought to you by Southwest Bearing under new ownership. Custom solutions for your heavy equipment. Hydraulic hoses, hose repair, bearings, seals, sprockets, belts, tools, fluids, and fittings.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure overhead today. We'll be in the mid to upper 90s, and we should get sunshine. For the overnight hours, mostly clear for Carlsbad and Artesia. We'll be in the mid 60s. We do have a very slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm around Roswell, though. We'll be in the mid 60s, and then we're back to sunny weather on Tuesday. Upper 80s to low 90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 61 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 67%. Winds currently out, they're calm at the moment. No wind what to speak of. So blow around, see if you can get something going. Today, looking at a warm one. Sunny, 94. Winds expected to be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. They're giving us a 20% chance at some showers tonight before midnight. Partly cloudy, overnight low of 64. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, sunny, back down near 90, 89 officially for a high on Tuesday. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. 30% chance of rain tomorrow night. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 60. Wednesday, partly cloudy, 78. 78. Digging that. That's awesome. That's what normal, like, late summer, fall temps are supposed to be. North winds 5 to 10. Thursday, back into the mid-80s, so short-lived in that 70. Sunny and 86. Friday, sunny and 90 for a high. And guess what? Friday night football, 20% chance of rain before midnight, because that's how we do it right now. It just rains every Friday night now. Saturday, a 20% chance of rain. Saturday night, a 20% as well. So just in time for football, we're going to have that happen there. So awesome. All right, it is 7:25. Uh-oh, where'd my livestock report go? It was there a minute ago. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Jeffrey Cabana, who's City Council candidate for Ward 1, going to join us here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
Attention high school students and parents. Now is the time to make your plans to come visit the most affordable university in the Southwest, Eastern New Mexico University. ENMU is hosting our annual high school open house preview day on Saturday, October 18th. Come learn about scholarships, discover majors, talk with current students and faculty, and win some great prizes. Sign up today at enmu.edu/open house. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
When managing a chronic illness, access to the right treatments makes all the difference. Artesia General Hospital's Infusion Center provides IV therapy and biologic treatments, so you don't have to travel far for care. Expert infusion therapy right here in Artesia. Call 575-736-8256 today to learn more.
You may have heard the federal government has made some major changes to health insurance, and it could affect your eligibility for coverage or how much money you can save. Schedule an appointment with a Be Well certified assister who will help you navigate these changes and what they mean for you, for free. Don't wait. Open enrollment begins November 1st. Schedule an appointment today at BeWellNM.com and let us do the work for you.
Pecos Valley Broadcasting has immediate entry and experience level and radio and live stream video sales executive positions open in Artesia and Carlsbad. You'll work with our amazing team to build and maintain accounts and dive into advertising and marketing promotions. Experience in sales is preferred and bilingual opportunities are available. Base guarantee plus bonuses and commissions. Apply now. Email your details or resume to hireme@pvbcradio.com. Take your career to the next level with Pecos Valley Broadcasting, an equal opportunity employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Alaska is the only state name that can be typed on one row of keys. Go ahead and try typing the other 49 states. We'll wait. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 28 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning, wearing his different hat this time. Now, a lot of times we have Jeff on. He's got his musician's hat on today, but today wearing his public servant hat.
Yep.
Jeff Cabana, by day, you may know him as part of the band GDP, Gross Domestic People, but this time he is throwing his hat literally in the ring for City Council and is running for the City Council seat for Ward 1. So good morning, Jeff.
So good morning to you. Funny little story, actually, is I'm so well known as a musician in Roswell that when the Roswell Daily Record called me to get some information on me running, the lady that called me said, can I ask, you're a professional musician? I said, no, that's my hobby.
Right, he does have a day job.
Right.
It doesn't pay all my bills yet. So,
I wish it would, believe me, but not yet. I still work a day job.
Well, pay most musicians, unless you're Taylor Swift out there, the music's their passion and things, and who knows? One day you never know. If you get to do it full time, then call it a blessing. But yes, that. So tell folks what you do by day to pay the bills and things like that.
So by day, and a lot of people in Roswell know me for this too. Is I work in recycling.
Okay.
More uneloquently put, I work at a scrapyard.
Gotcha.
So I give people cash in exchange for basically their junk.
Yeah.
And we put, a couple $1 million a year into the community.
Very good.
Cash directly into the hands of people that need it the most.
Good deal. Not to mention that, getting stuff that can be recycled or can be reused into places where that can make that happen.
And they offer a service for the city. A lot of our recyclers or scrappers, if you want to call them that, they kind of drive around the alleys and find what they can and pick it up. They bring it to us and make a few dollars to make ends meet. They're providing a service for the city.
Absolutely.
The city trash don't pick up like refrigerators, things like that, but the scrappers will.
Sure, if there's a investment in it too.
Exactly.
Not to mention too, the other side of the thing is, you work with law enforcement when, the people that come to steal like, copper for meth and those kind of things. They work hand in hand with you guys all the time. I'm sure you guys get visits from police all the time.
Oh yeah, pretty
saying,
regularly.
hey, have
I
you
got
seen
like my own detective. You know what I mean? I did help them a while back. We were buying catalytic converters, and it's no mystery that it just like all of a sudden everybody's catalytic converters started getting stolen. I was real eager to help RPD catch the people doing it, and we did. And I don't know what the results were, if the people got put away or not, but I did help testify and help catch. Crack down.
But they
on
do
that
crack on that down and stuff. So just caution to those out there. If you think you're gonna steal a bunch of copper from someplace or catalytic converters, the scrap yards are places that law enforcement do look to.
Definitely.
Because they know. Come on, it's money.
Right. Exactly.
They ain't doing it because they just love mechanics. No, they love. They're trying to get
right. They're not doing it for their love of the.
Who's going to give you money for materials like that? A scrapyard. So
exactly.
It makes sense.
Ultimately, we stopped buying catalytic converters unless you're from like a dealership or a shop or something. And our PD told us, as soon as we stopped buying them, catalytic converter that fell off, and that was it.
Yeah, and it all works out. So,
right.
Again, it's kind of that thing. So let's kind of go. Obviously, you pretty busy guy by day working there, and then on any given night you could be at a club somewhere playing music or whatever. So what made you decide, hey, I'd like to add some more to my plate and be a public servant and run for city council?
Well, I've got some great ideas. I talk to a lot of people during the day. I'm a very social person, at work, at shows, everywhere I go, I talk to everyone.
Bands, you kind of got to be.
Absolutely. And everyone tells me the same thing. They're not happy with the direction the city's going in.
Gotcha.
And I've got some great ideas, and I think I can help our city. I'm just one person, one versus 9 more.
Sure. So
I'm not guaranteeing I can make any changes, but I'm going to try.
Sure. So it's kind of one of those things, especially when we get to this level where by and large the people running for office aren't professional politicians. They're average people in society, which is the way it should be. Especially at this level. As local, the decisions that are impacted that directly impact your day-to-day life are going to come from a city councilor or a county commissioner, not necessarily from a president or a congressperson, And
I tell people that all the time. Your local elections have far more consequences on your day-to-day life.
Sure. So let me ask you, is there particular areas of this city that are kind of your passion area? Like, is it the crime thing? Is it a infrastructure thing? Like, is there a particular area of the city that's kind of your... Like, this is the area that I really want to focus on, or I really have my passion on.
As you all know, one of my biggest hobbies is music, but a little-known hobby of mine, for about 25 years now, I've studied economics.
Gotcha, okay.
I've taken multiple online courses through MIT. I've read probably 200-300 books, from different economics professors.
Wow.
And people like that, people like Thomas Sowell, Murray Rothbard.
Oh, wow.
Going all the way back, too, to like John Locke.
Stuff that are people like, most people are kind of like, oh, hold on, I'm going to.
Right. I've always had a passion for reading, and I love nonfiction.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time that your brain is like your stomach. It needs to be fed. Except, your stomach obviously needs sustenance and food.
Sure.
Your brain needs information.
Absolutely.
When you get out of school, don't stagnate. Keep going. Educate yourself. Learn more.
The older I get, the more it's like kind of like a gym. Your brain needs the gym. Not only keeping reading, but I even, sometimes those little what's that like not virtuosity, like those apps that are almost like little brain games and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. That kind of stuff but reading and just staying informed.
Yes.
Is
I mean,
a good
more
thing.
so, I listen to books now because, like you said, I'm a busy man.
Sure.
But, during the course of the day when I'm doing my many mundane activities like mowing my lawn, well, I got,
got a
headphones
podcast
in.
going or got a ebook going
Exactly.
or something. Yeah.
I spent 6 months listening to every single Supreme Court decision ever passed down and the arguments against them.
Wow.
It's just the type of stuff I like. You
Okay.
know?
So you kind of want to look at? Do you want to look at like the books and say, hey, let's I want to crunch the numbers. I want to sit through here and let's line by line go through this thing and say why are we spending money here?
Right.
Why aren't we spending money here? Et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly.
Basically.
And like I said, I've read so much about economics and stuff. I was at that emergency 2 p.m, so nobody could really go to it meeting on raising the GRT, and I was the first speaker. And I stood up and I said, "Why don't you cut spending instead of raising taxes?
Right.
That makes more sense to the taxpayer." And they just looked at me like I had 3 heads. That hadn't even crossed a single mind.
Gotcha.
And that's what I'm looking at. I think Roswell, through voluntarism, can start cutting spending. We can create a surplus so that next time we have our historic 500-year flood or, a Goliath or one of the many other things I've lived through in my time in Roswell, the city doesn't go, we're broke. We can't do nothing. Sorry.
Gotcha.
No, we'll have a surplus. And we could do that with responsible spending. Actually, we can just lower the tax rate. I mean, historically, every time the tax rate has been lowered, the tax income has gone up every single time in history.
Gotcha.
So we need people that understand things like that in our town.
Obviously, you haven't seen every line and line by line area and stuff here.
No, not at all. But I have read every, since I've lived here, I've gone through every single budget they've passed.
Sure. So I'm kind of just your opinion. What's like you said, spending less? Where would be some areas you think that we could start looking and saying, you know what, we're spending way too much here or not enough here? Or what's some of those areas you think we should start looking?
What we spend the most on of our budget in this town is income.
Gotcha.
And I think we got to cut back on that. The city's always saying they're short-handed, and I feel like you're overstaffed, quite honestly. And through voluntarism, the people in this town can pick up some of the work.
Gotcha.
50,000 people, how hard would it be to find 100 people that want to spend 2 hours a week going around cleaning the parks?
Gotcha.
It's that easy.
Sure.
And I believe in voluntarism with my deeds as well as my words because I'm a big voluntarist.
Sure. Well,
another reason I'm well known in Roswell is because I volunteer for the many 501c3s in town.
Sure.
I'm very well known in that community. So.
I know, just for instance, if you're having a meal on a Thursday or Sunday with Food Not Bombs, you'll probably see Jeff out there helping serving or helping.
Sundays for me because of my work schedule.
Sure,
but
but on a given time,
past, I did all the music and stuff for like the Walk for Autism.
Sure,
when that was going on, I've helped my good friend Carrie Moore when she did the Walk for Homeless. My band actually helped, came out and played and things like that. And I'm just very big on helping the nonprofits. Because, if we don't step up and help the people that need it, you can't ask the government to do it. They're not going to do it.
I've always told people in this show a lot over the years, if you're waiting on the government to fix things, you're going to be waiting a long time.
Exactly.
We the people need to get up and take care of our towns and our communities. So.
It's a horrible way to do things. It costs more. The service is worse. I think we've all learned that. I mean, any adult that tells you the government does a good job at anything is just, all right, dude, go back to fantasy land.
Sure. Absolutely. And this is something because this is not your first time. You've run previously before
2018, back when we were doing elections in January. February. Sorry.
And so, and this is something I think I wanted to point out is that kind of the win, lose, or draw here today.
Yep.
You're always active in what's going on. Like you said, you still go to these meetings, and so you've been kind of an active citizen in our government for years now. And so obviously win, lose, or draw here in this election, you're not going away on that kind of stuff.
No, regardless of the election, I'm still going to be there for the community.
But because of that, I'd say that does give you experience on the position, because like you said, you spent any time sitting at city council, hearing city council, talking with various city council, trying to push your own thoughts and opinions on your representatives.
I have a good pulse on the people.
Sure.
I think I talked to far more disadvantaged citizens than our council does. You know, like every time they want to raise any kind of tax in this town, you always hear, oh, it's only $11 a year or, you know, $5 a year. Obviously, you've never talked to the 50 or 60% of the people here that live in poverty.
Sure.
Because $11 is a lot of money to some people.
Absolutely.
You know, and we need people that realize that, blue collar, hardworking people who don't want their money taken out of their pockets.
Got it. Very good. What are your thoughts on, like, because this is something where Roswell's always been a unique city. And like at the end of the day, you know, a town of 50,000, give or take.
Yeah. Right. I always say 50 because it's a
nice round number, but give or take. But it's got a most unique situation, being it's internationally known.
Right.
And to be honest, it's built on an island where it's self-sufficient. It's got its own airport, its own trash facility, its own, you know, things that a city of this size generally piggybacks off a county or another you know what I mean? Something that the onus is not on a city of this size. But I imagine, you know, you go into city councils, that does present a unique challenge in things. How do we juggle that? Because obviously we don't want to lose these services, but at the same time, it does cost to have these.
Oh, of course.
That airport down there and that landfill down there and all this.
Oh, absolutely. And those are services we absolutely need. And that's where I think our focus should be, is more on the services.
Gotcha.
You know, like sanitation, things like that, policing, safety. Those are more important.
Gotcha.
For sure.
Absolutely. And then let the private kind of handle zoos and museums and the culture side, which, not saying that's not important, because it is.
Yep, and the tourism.
But at the end of the day, if people would rather go see a show or have their toilet flush, they're going to want their toilet flush.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
They want their water to turn on. They're going to want their trash to get picked up.
Yeah, we need to do a better job with our infrastructure here and where the money's going and how it's being spent.
Gotcha.
We need to do a better job with the bidding process. You know, and stop being gouged.
Sure.
I feel like we're getting gouged. I mean, I'm the taxpayer just like the rest of you.
Sure.
You know, I spend a lot of money in this town throughout a year, and a lot of that goes into taxes, and I'd like to see a return on my investment, you know, at some point.
Sure.
You know, I chose to live in this community. I'm not from here.
Gotcha.
I moved here, and I decided I'm going to buy a home here. I'm going to raise a family here. I love this community, and I want to stay here and retire here, you know.
And that's hence the reason why you're running up.
Exactly.
Running for
I want
council.
what's best for this town.
Want to live here, but I admire that. You know, that kind. And to be honest, this is something that just kind of want to make a blanket statement here about this election in general. And I've noticed looking, and I've seen an election or two over the years for municipal elections and things. And to me, from top to bottom, from the mayor's race to wards 1 through 5, even school board numbers, like, almost every single position has at least 2, sometimes 3 or 4 candidates running, and I want to tip my hat to the public for that. That is such. It's to see fresh new names and faces, and you know, each seat having 2 and 3 candidates running, 4 in some cases. That means that we care about our community, and to see that, I salute yourself and every single other person that's going to be gunning for these positions over the next month here.
I had the pleasure of meeting a young lady yesterday, and I'm so bad with names. I hope I get her name right. Her name's Emily, I believe.
Okay.
She was at Cielo Grande for the UFO skateboarding thing that they do, which is another, you know, passion of mine. I skateboarded for 15 years. I grew up on a skateboard, you know, so of course I'm going to help my fellow skaters and show up, you know.
Yeah.
And I the first thing I said to her was, thank you so much for running, like, especially seeing somebody younger.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a spring chicken, you know. And,
yeah, I know, we get older.
right. But, you know, that's what I want to see more of, the youth. And I want to see more of the blue collar, working class people. Because you know what? In the end, we're the ones paying for everything.
Sure.
You know, why not make the decisions?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is, and again, the biggest impacts are made at this level. The biggest and the best, the most fruit of your labor can really be seen at this level sometimes. And
through sound economics, we can reduce the poverty rate in this town. We can.
Sure.
It's very doable. Local economics are a lot easier than national economics. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. And I can say this because, like you said earlier, you're at that level. You're out there seeing the homeless community.
Yes.
You're out there seeing the low incomes. You're seeing the folks that are utilizing the services, the free services as much as possible here. And unfortunately, those numbers are way bigger than they need to be. That's the thing.
My estimate, maybe I'm wrong. Anyone feel free to fact check me. I am never afraid to be fact checked. Okay, if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. I'm an adult. That's what adults do.
Sure.
But I'd say close to 50% of this town lives below the poverty level. Probably about 20% of this town lives in extreme poverty. And we can reverse that.
Yeah.
Local economics is super easy. The more the government spends, the less you have in your pocket. And that's how it works.
Yep.
So don't ask the government to tax more and spend more. That's going to raise your cost of living.
Gotcha.
We can reverse that.
Gotcha.
It's very easy.
So, I know I want to ask you because we were getting, and I got sidetracked here. But
I do that
no,
too.
this is me. But I got, because one thing that I noticed over the years, and this is multiple mayoral administrations, like a recycling program. We've had things going. And obviously, you work at a scrapyard. Yep. You kind of know a lot about this. Is there a way for us to be able to have a feasible recycling program without it being so labor intensive for the consumer? Like, I get it. Like, if people can just drop stuff at the end of their trash,
right?
People are going to embrace that. If you got to take it places, no one's going to, not in numbers that you want.
True.
So let me ask you. Is there a feasible way to do that with A, the stuff gets collected, and B, it actually goes to where it's supposed to, instead it just ends up in a landfill because they don't know what to do with this stuff. Right. Oh, we collected it all, but we have no place to do with it, so we just throw it in the landfill, the rest of the stuff.
And that's the advantage I have, is I actually grew up in a city that has exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The recycling and trash program and everything else.
Yeah.
Let me tell you now, the poor can't afford to even do trash. Okay, to even throw it away.
Okay.
It causes a worse littering problem because the cost of disposing trash skyrocketed.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's costing, $3 per trash bag? And you have to have the special city trash bags in order to put it out on the curb.
Gotcha.
It's out of control up there. Nobody can afford it. Empty lots turned into landfills because nobody can get rid of the trash. So there's a balance.
Gotcha.
I do things like, I started a program a year and a half ago, and I talked to my employer and he okayed it. Any 501c3 that comes through, we pay them above market price for their recyclables.
Gotcha.
Just to help them out. We actually buy quite a bit from the city and the county.
Okay.
And we always give them a fair market deal. We always take care of them the right way. Unfortunately, there is no way for the city to increase a recycling program without the cost going up.
Gotcha.
Now, I'm not saying I'm opposed to it. I'm saying that it has to be looked at a lot more fine.
Gotcha.
Like
is the juice truly worth the squeeze?
Right.
And I'm not stupid.
I would encourage citizens to talk about it and stuff like, is the balance worth it to you? Are you worth paying? Is it worth it to you? Because, we all know they just raised the, the water and the service fee and the trash fee.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth it to you to have that price go up 4 or 5 times just to be able to put your recyclables at the end of your
makes sense
your driveway? Because that's the reality.
Sure.
So.
And I understand, because like in theory, I'm like, yeah, it's a great idea. Anytime we can reuse and reduce waste and things, that's not good. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But I'm not stupid. If you can't make money doing it, nobody's going to be willing to do it.
Well, and that's why metals recycling works and plastic and paper and stuff doesn't, because there's no money in it.
Gotcha.
If you monetize something, people will bring it.
Sure.
I've never had a day where we didn't get.
So we just got to create value for plastic.
Some way, shape, or form. If it
Come on,
can be monetized, then you know what? Everyone in the
can we get
world
Taylor Swift to wear like some elaborate plastic thing that gets people to pay millions of dollars for plastic hot garbage?
Well, and in some states, they have redemption programs. I grew up in Massachusetts, so they have that. The plastic bottles you can return for 5 cents. There's a deposit system.
Yeah.
You pay it when you buy these things, and then you can get it back later.
I remember as a kid, East Coast, that's big. I grew up in East area, same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. That's kind of a big East Coast thing.
They have a deposit system, but it's heavily subsidized by the taxpayer.
Sure, absolutely. But and I know we're not solving all the world's problems here tonight. But I
don't claim I can either. I can't even solve all of this town's problems. But I'm gonna do my best to listen to the people and do what they want.
And that's kind of what I just want. I want people to learn about you and hear about you and say, hey, and that way they say, hey, this Jeff guy's making a lot of sense, or that, vice versa.
I'd like to bring up one more thing, and not to sound like negative towards the current city council, because I'm trying my best not to be like a negative person during all this.
I get you.
But something I've heard so many times at city council meetings is this exact phrase. Well, that's why we get elected, to make the tough decisions. No, you didn't. You did not get elected to make decisions for me. You got elected to listen to the people and do what they want.
Yeah.
And that's that. If you can't do that, get out and make room for someone that can.
Well, that's something that I always want to remind people, to remind other people that when you talk to an elected official, they are representative. That is their title in some way. At the end of the day, their job is to represent their constituents.
You're a public servant.
Whether it's a county, a state, or a district, that is what they are there to do. They are there to, when it's no different than your state reps when they go to Santa Fe. In essence, they're supposed to do the will of their. That's why I always tell people, if you want to fix things in Santa Fe, I know it's trivial, but arm your legislators with your letters, with your emails, with your correspondence. So when they go into these rooms to fight, they say, my district wants this. This is why. Look, I've got letter after letter after letter.
Here's another example. The same. I keep going back to the same thing, and I'm sorry because I believe raising the GRT has a big impact on the city economically, and I keep going back to it because I think it was a really big fail. 99.9% of the public was against raising GRT, and they raised it anyway in a unanimous 10-member vote.
Sure.
Not a single person dissented against the crowd. And that's becoming a real bad problem in our council, is most of the most egregious decisions they made were unanimous. It's like it's a big club.
Gotcha.
And sorry, Roswell, you ain't in it. I want to change that. Sure. I want to make Roswell part of the club.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Makes sense. We're almost out of time here. I
could go forever,
No, this is good. This is exactly why I love these conversations. I love people just to give them a chance to talk and tell them what they feel and let people.
And I hope anyone watching sees how passionate I am about this, and I mean it.
So let me ask. I know, we ain't building websites and campaigns and all this, but if people are like, listen, say, I like what Jeff's saying for, I'd like to represent, help out, or where would you steer people if they'd like to, get involved or ask questions or anything like that?
Honestly, I'm mostly just utilizing social media right now.
Just
Facebook.
look you up.
I have a page up that I created, Cabana for Council.
Okay.
I do plan on printing.
Cabana.
Yeah. Let me be your cabana boy. Okay? Like literally, because as a counselor, I will listen to you and do what you ask.
Sure.
And I'm your cabana boy.
There you go. I like it. Maybe I'm just saying, we're going to keep marketing.
Oh, yeah.
Umbrella drinks with Cabana for Council. All of those drinks, those little umbrellas.
My branding, thanks to Tom Quiet, my partner with Live and Amplified, he came up with my branding, which was like spot on and genius for me, is less government, more community.
There you go.
We, as a community, can solve a lot of problems together, and it'll cost us less.
And I will say this, you put your money where your mouth is.
Exactly.
Like I said, I see you out there in the neighborhoods. I see you out here doing your thing.
I believe in leading by example.
Yeah. And, I will personally attest that, because I'm like, this guy's out there involved in the community. And I appreciate that. Like when I said earlier, like yourself and these other folks, I'm just happy to see citizens, average people just willing to step up and taking an investment in our community like that. And so I'm very thankful, and I'm so appreciative of yourself and your opponents because of what they're doing.
Absolutely.
These are the folks that make our community great. Even if we don't agree on how to make the sausage all the time,
exactly,
we can all agree that we want the nicest sausage possible.
Exactly. And win or lose, Roswell can still count on me to be there.
Good deal. But again, look for Jeffrey Cabana on Facebook or.
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, almost everything. I don't do TikTok. That's more my wife's thing. But I think I vicariously see every TikTok video there is.
And I think TikTok, at the end of the day, as far as stalking is an older person's game, but contributing is a younger person's game. You know what I mean? Like, I'll sit from afar and be the wallflower, but I'm not going to engage.
I don't like making videos of myself.
I have the most. I'm the most introverted public figure there is.
Right. There you go. That's a great way of saying it, actually. You know, I've always been outgoing and social, and I'm like, why not use that for something good for the community?
Sure, absolutely. Well, Jeff, I appreciate. Is there anything you wanted to mention that we didn't get a chance to talk about? Give you a last opportunity. Anything we missed that you wanted to cover?
Nothing that comes off my head. I'm sorry. Yeah,
right.
I wish there was, honestly.
Hey, I'm like, hey, did a good job, man.
Yeah. I mean, you covered most of the things I specifically walked in wanting to talk about.
I just want to give you a chance to tell people about you. And if there's anything we missed, I wanted to give you that chance.
Well, and, feel free. Hit me up on my personal page, my political page, I guess I could call it. Ask me any questions, anything. I don't mind. I'm an open book.
Good deal. Well, thank you, Jeff. Hey, while I got you here, when's any gigs in town you want to invite people out to coming up?
We're going to be playing Oztoberfest. Sorry, I was trying to think of the right way to pronounce it. It's a good friend of ours, Kai Ashbrook, is putting on Oztoberfest as like a tribute to Ozzy.
I love it.
And everything. And there's going to be a lot of good bands playing, a lot of bands coming in from out of town. And
anytime you can go with Lederhosen and Ozzy together in one fest.
Right. and it's cool because, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and Ozzy was a giant influence on me musically. Like, not just Ozzy, but his band, and everything around him. So it's going to be a cool deal. So come on out, Roswell, and have a good time.
Even before reality TV, Ozzy was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Young people.
I don't think some of you realize who he really was before reality TV. He toned it down for that show.
Well, I mean, arguably.
Yep.
His band with Sabbath there would be no metal if there was no Sabbath.
When I only really watched the first season of the Osbournes, that was the last year I had regular broadcast or cable television in my house. Was that first year that was out, and I was thoroughly convinced for that first season Ozzy didn't even know there was cameras in the room. Honestly, I'm like, dude, does he realize there's people filming him?
Right,
Jeez.
I think he's just, it's like, I wonder if they cover him up, just because, I mean, if it was me, I'd be having various less clothing. I was like, oh, there's cameras.
He's like screaming and swearing at the phone ringing, and I'm like, does he know there's a camera right there?
Bottle of something in his hand. Yeah, right? he was full on, but Jeff, as always, appreciate it.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so
we'll
much,
see
Mike.
And obviously, once if you get elected, open invite, come talk to us anytime you need.
Anytime. And
platform and all that.
If I'm elected, I'm gonna tell you everything. Okay?
The good, the bad, the ugly. Huh?
Oh, everything. Because we all know there's discussions behind doors. There's executive, little in the room meetings about things. No, I'm gonna tell you everything.
Got it.
Everything.
Good deal. Well, thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll see you again down the road, if not in that arena, in some other. So
I'll be back, dude.
Good deal. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right, it is 7:57. Let's pause for news, and I think we can work in commando before news. More news. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The New Mexico Department of Transportation has awarded more than $100 million to 71 projects across the state through a Transportation Project Fund. District 2 invested $18.7 million. Among the approved projects, 21st Street maintenance in the city of Clovis for $2.6 million. The city of Jowl will get $3 million for total roadway improvements. The city of Portales for $2.8 million for a project to improve South Avenue K. And the city of Roswell gets $1.4 million for 2nd Street pavement maintenance and restriping. The village of Ruidoso also gets $1.9 million for roadway maintenance. A hiker had to be rescued in Chavez County on Saturday. Deputies responded to Bottomless Lakes State Park after the hiker reportedly fell about 12 feet down to the water's edge. Roswell firefighters said the man was alert and able to speak with the rescue team. The man's name and updated condition are not known. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Well, the Roswell Coyotes upended winless Deming as expected on Friday night, 58-19, and that leads off the scoreboard from Friday Night Football. Roswell at Santa Teresa next Friday. Meanwhile, Lovington proved to be the difficult team that they often are, winning at home against Goddard 44-26 on Friday night. Goddard next plays Gadsden Friday at 7. It was Dexter beating back Hatch Valley on the road Saturday 49-7. NMMI loses to Hot Springs 21-16. That was the home home game for the Colts. And Hagerman, an 8-man football, knocks off Mescaleros 16-12. Hagerman is now 4-1. And Gateway Christian loses to Mesilla Valley at home 28-8. Gateway now 2-2 on the season. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
The great one, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News is up next. We will be back on the other side of news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters. Good morning.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rex Thomason. President Trump is touting what he calls an amazing medical announcement later today, quoting the president, "I think we found an answer to autism." Mr. Trump teased the announcement over the weekend at the memorial service for Charlie Kirk, at which Charlie's widow extended forgiveness to the accused assassin.
Eulogizing her husband, Erica Kirk said Charlie was dedicated to helping young people, especially young men.
He wanted to save young men, just like the one who took his life.
Then, in a remarkable moment, as she choked back tears, Erica Kirk offered forgiveness.
That man, that young man, I forgive him.
She said it's what Christ did and what Charlie would do. Greg Clugston, Washington.
More countries are expected to join the UK, Australia, and Canada, recognizing a Palestinian state. It's a development that brings a defiant response from across the political spectrum in Israel.
There are many divisions among Israeli politicians over the policies of the Netanyahu government, but there seems to be consensus over rejecting any current recognition of Palestinian statehood. Yair Golan has been an outspoken critic of the government's war in Gaza, but he's described talking about a Palestinian state as destructive. The main opposition leader, Yair Lapid, condemned the announcement as a diplomatic disaster.
The BBC's Sebastian Usher. Arraignment today for the 23-year-old man accused in a shooting during a wedding at a country club in Nashua, New Hampshire over the weekend. One person was killed, 2 others wounded. There's been no word yet on a motive for the attack. On Wall Street, stocks in the red. The Dow down 232 points. The Nasdaq is off 22, and the S&P trading 12 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Trial begins today for a South Sudanese opposition figure facing treason and other criminal charges in connection with the militia attack in March that overran a garrison of government troops. BBC's Tom Bailey.
Riek Machar was stripped of his position following the attack in March, which was allegedly carried out by fighters from his Nuer ethnic group, longtime rivals of President Salva Kiir's Dinka community. Supporters of Mr. Machar have described the trial as a political witch hunt and accused President Kiir of seeking to silence his rivals. A 2018 peace deal brought the two foes together in a unity government.
North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un says he still has good memories of President Trump. He's urging Washington to drop its demand to surrender his nukes as a precondition for resuming long-stalled diplomacy. Speaking to Pyongyang's rubber stamp parliament, Kim stresses he has no plan to ever resume talks with South Korea. Townhall.com. Ryan Ruth, charged with attempting to kill President Trump last year in Florida, begins his self-defense in court today.
After the prosecution rested their case, Ruth made a motion for acquittal directly to the judge, so the jury wasn't present for that. And that's where he basically made his argument that he should be acquitted on 4 of the 5 charges that he's facing. Ruth, who's representing himself, he has 3 witnesses who are supposed to testify. Then the judge is expecting closing arguments Tuesday morning. She's giving each side an hour and 45 minutes, and after that, the case should go to the jury. Anyone can guess how long it'll take them to reach a verdict.
Correspondent David Fisher in Fort Pierce. It turns out that Hurricane Gabrielle is continuing to build strength in the Atlantic about 200 miles southeast of Bermuda. The second hurricane of this Atlantic hurricane season. Forecasters now say that Gabrielle has become a powerful Category 3 storm. Townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
Your SRN program begins in 10 seconds.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2. The deuce of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody.
Ah, yes. Welcome back to the grind.
Yeah. Hey, kids. This time next week will be off.
Oh, yeah.
Fair day.
That's true. It is. It
To be fair.
It will be fair day.
Yeah.
And we have possibly one of the best vantage points of the entire fair here at the J.P. White Building.
Oh, for the parade.
Yeah. For the parade.
We're right downtown, yeah.
If you wander out a certain door, you end up on the roof.
Yeah.
And if you walk to the corner, or in my case, saunter along the wall so as not to kick in my vertigo, you can actually get a pretty good vantage point of the fair.
Yeah.
Bird's eye view almost.
It's very, if you don't mind heights and whatnot, very nice up there.
Yeah.
Don't touch
Plus,
anything. It's very dirty.
It is very dirty.
You get covered in dirt.
If you're at the right angle, you can shout things at people and they'll never know it was you. There's someone on the roof!
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
No.
This day and age.
I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you could.
I think you just should throw random compliments out there, not, I like the choice of the shirt and pants combination you have chosen today.
You were about to get struck by a vehicle. I had one of those moments actually recently. Oh, doggone it! The whole story just left my head. Hang on. Hang on. So, well, because I had another thing that just happened to me that I was going to talk about, and then we got to.
You had a squirrel and a squirrel and a squirrel.
I had a couple of squirrels on that one, yeah. But no, it was a moment where I had an opportunity to tell somebody something in a moment of panic. I chose to do nothing, and I felt good about that actually. Like, after the fact, I was like, oh, I probably should. No, I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
All right.
They should have been watching out. No, the thing that just happened to me was something that completely took me off my game. And it doesn't matter if you're the biggest, strongest strongman or the weakest weakling. There's one unifying experience in this world that will make every grown human being react the exact same way. And that is walking into a spider web.
Uh-huh.
It was like a full body walk into the web. Like I felt it from here across, to here. I'm like, and there is no good way to react when you do that. I backed up thinking, oh, that's going to work. I'm going to walk out of the web now.
Yeah.
No, some spider just saw me walk into his web. He's like, oh, I'm going to eat for life. But no, the only thing you can do at that point is dance around like a crazy person trying to get every little piece of it off. But you're just like, to anybody else, you look like you're having some kind of episode.
And part of me still thinking, is the spider attached to said web?
Exactly. That's every.
Like, am I going home? Is it just part of me now?
Yeah. Right. Did it just find a warm spot, a warm crevice? I have a lot of warm crevices. Did it find a warm crevice and just kind of camp out?
Am I going to be that video where they pull this thing out of my ear? Yeah.
Well, it was revealed upon autopsy that he had 14 spiders within 33 of his rolls.
Oh, God. That would be nightmare fuel.
It was, I mean, I at that moment, I was like, it doesn't matter who you are as a human being.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're like combat trained. If you're like somebody who's like macheteing through a forest, I'm sure a web's not going to be that big of a deal to you.
I hear you
But
say that.
any human being that just goes to work.
Yeah.
There's no way you can walk through a spider web and maintain looking like a normal person.
This is true. This is true. Now that I was sitting here thinking and talking, and I'm like, that's my unlocked fear about bugs in my ears.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Like, and I can tell you exactly how this fear got put into me.
Okay.
And I blame Hollywood.
Okay.
The movie Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
Mm-hmm.
Those things those bugs they put in those dudes' ears to make that scene nightmare fueled me for years. And to this day, as a grown man, when that scene comes on TV, I look away.
You know what's amazing? The more this thought just crossed my mind. Joe Rogan ruined 2 generations.
Yeah.
Because he's, ruining this generation with this pablum nonsense.
Yeah.
But my generation, he destroyed with the show Fear Factor.
Yes.
Because all of those bugs that were crawling into every single
laying in that
orifice
coffin of the giant cockroaches
with massive, the hissing cockroaches.
Yeah. Or eating the god awful whatever that is on a plate. Yeah.
Anything they had to blend, you're just like, oh. And that was the thing with Fear Factors. They always framed it like, we're going to give you a Fear Factor smoothie.
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't that sound delightful? We'll cut a little half a banana in here and then 13,000 mealworms.
But then after you do that, they're like, oh, and now we're going to put you on a moving school bus and you got to jump to the other school bus.
Yeah. Now it's not fear anymore. Now it's action hero superstar.
Right? That's what got me about that show. It was like 1 minute you're laying in a coffin of cockroaches, then you're eating a smoothie of crickets. And after that, they literally got you Fall Guy-ing it, doing stunts for like, all right, we're going to have you jump through an exploding hoop in this car. You're like, what the heck?
This makes no sense. The one thing that always got me about that was, and I'm not a heights guy by any stretch of the imagination, but they're harnessed in. I mean, the worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to experience a little jaunt, That being said, I've been rappelling and been completely harnessed and safe in, and still was like, nope, never doing this again.
I don't want to be the little ball on the paddle ball game with the rubber band, and that's when but you're harnessed in. Great, I'm the ball in the paddle ball game now.
Well, yeah, until they lower the harness and let you down.
Right, but in the meantime, I'm flailing, swinging around, waiting for the big paddle to swap me upside the head to keep flailing around.
So what I hear you saying is that our team building bungee jumping excursion for next month is off.
Yeah, I'm out.
That's fair. By the way, I literally had the thing I was going to say jump back into my head was we were talking about letting the intrusive thoughts win. That's what got me, because we were talking about the shouting from the roof. I let my intrusive thoughts win over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I announced it. I'm like, I'm going to do it. We went to have brunch essentially at Denny's.
Okay.
I call it brunch because my daughter gets chicken strips, so it counts.
Exactly.
I got a biscuit and gravy and 2 eggs over easy. And I was sitting there, I'm like, I could do these separately, or I could cut all the whites away and just take the yolks and put it on top of my biscuit and then crack the yolk. I'm like, and I said out loud, I'm like, I'm going to let the intrusive thoughts win today. And I did it, and it was great. It was fantastic.
So you had biscuits and gravy and yolk.
Nice. And it was funny because I said, I'm going to let the intrusive thoughts win today. And my son, who was sitting next to me, he's like, does that mean you don't let the intrusive thoughts win every day? Does that mean? And I'm like, Hunter, I was making a joke. Literal son of a gun, you.
He analyzes everything.
Oh my gosh. He's like, so when should you let intrusive thoughts win? I'm like, you know what it is? My son is like that when you type in a question to Google now and it pops up all the other questions.
Yeah.
That's what my son is. He's like, let's ask all the other questions around the word.
I got a feeling his middle name's going to be Devil's Advocate.
Well, we were just talking, myself and my kid's mom, about how frustrated my son gets at Rhiannon. She'll say something like, she calls her mom Mim, and Hunter will go, her name's not Mim, Rhiannon. I'm like, dude, you need to take some chill, get some chill in you.
He's going to be just fine.
I know, man. He's too strong-willed for his own good sometimes. That scares me.
He is a no-nonsense dude, I'm learning. He's philosophically no-nonsense.
Oh, he's deep if you let him.
You're right.
But
But when push comes to shove, he's only philosophical when he wants to be. Then he ain't got no time for that kind of mess.
Right.
When it's something
until he's fighting for the attention of the room, then he's just going to scream whatever nonsense gets.
He's going to be such an amazing man. Because that's what men do.
Right?
He's going to mansplain his life away.
You know what it is? He's the listen, Linda kid. Listen, Linda.
That's good.
Yeah.
It makes me happy because I don't know. Part of me is like,
it's interesting to see the things that you'll notice later, like his personality traits just start to kind of like bud and form now.
Oh yeah.
You're
going to have a full blown smart aleck on your hands. I'm telling you right now.
I'm terrified. I mean, because I'm witty, but boy howdy, if you take wit and then add a generation of snark.
Yeah. He's going to cut deep. I'm not saying the term that escalated quickly will be used a lot in many of his arguments. I just got a feeling.
Hunter, clean your room. Sycophantic buffoon. Ooh, damn.
Yeah, it's gonna go deep. Let me give you a rundown,
please. Yes,
I'm probably screwed it up myself. So,
I'm just gonna say this now because we always get distracted. Make sure to fix the next hour so that we don't.
It's gonna be screwed up.
Cue up the final countdown.
That'll happen. But I think I'm my guess because I'm gonna have the fair, and I'm pretty sure health counts is gonna show up in the 9 o'clock because I keep thinking they're 8 o'clock, and they're probably gonna show up at 9 o'clock. But anyway, we'll do it all because I just screw that up every time.
Sorry,
I'm like I screw it up so often. I'm supposed to screw it up.
It's supposed to happen at this point. I was gonna say, you ever tried juggling? Yeah. I mean, if you just learning how to juggle, it's.
I can't still juggle. I can do two.
I can do two.
My wife can juggle.
Can she really?
Oh, full on. She juggles usually once a year. She juggles for her class at some lesson.
I learn new things.
She has juggling
about
balls.
Kim the fact that she's a skilled guitarist.
Yeah.
The fact that she's a juggler. I'm just saying, if this radio thing ever doesn't work out. Variety shows, they're making a comeback.
Well, pull back the curtain. She knows a couple songs on the guitar.
Mm-hmm. That's all you need, 3 chords.
And you ain't lighting anything on fire with her juggling. I'm just saying.
Mike, not yet. Take this out of the equation, devote it all to practicing. I'm just saying.
She can ooh and ah second graders.
You learn stilt walking, simple stilt walking, and you can take the tour on the road. I see good things happening.
All right. America's Got Talent. Here we come.
We'll get
the juggling guitarist.
We'll get Jimmy Kimmel to host. I hear he's available.
We'll juggle flaming guitars while she plays Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
I'm telling you, though, all you need are those 3 chords. You just shake those up a little bit and see what you get.
There we go. Terry Crews will love it. All right. We do have We have Larry joining us from the Roswell Literacy Council. The Knowledge Bowl for 2025 is coming up this Sunday here at the Joy Center. So we're going to talk about that. Still got time to sign up your teams. And so we'll talk with Larry Martin here in just a few minutes. Before we do that, though, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure overhead today. We'll be in the mid to upper 90s, and we should get sunshine. For the overnight hours, mostly clear for Carlsbad and Artesia. We'll be in the mid 60s. We do have a very slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm around Roswell, though. We'll be in the mid 60s, and then we're back to sunny weather on Tuesday, upper 80s to low 90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 66 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 54% with winds out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. Today, looking at sunny skies, 94 for a high today. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. They're giving us a 20% chance at some showers and thunderstorms before midnight tonight. Partly cloudy otherwise, overnight low of 64 degrees, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunny on Tuesday, highs back into the upper 80s, 89 officially, so we'll call it 90. Winds out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. 30% chance of rain tomorrow night, mainly before midnight. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 60. Winds are going to pick up out of the east, 5 to 10 early, but 15 to 20 later Tuesday evening. So that's going to be an unusual thing. Usually the winds die down at night. They'll be picking up at night, Tuesday night. Wednesday, bringing in cooler temps, partly cloudy, 78 for a high with north winds 5 to 10. But Thursday, we're back up to sunny skies with mid-80s for a high, back near 90 on Friday, and then Friday night, because that's what we do now. Football Fridays, rain chances, 20% chance of rain Friday night, 20% on Saturday with a high of 87, 20% on Sunday with a high of 85. So, you know how that goes. All right, 8:21, we're going to take a 3.5-minute break, and then Larry Martin will join us here from the Roswell Literacy Council talking about the 2025 Knowledge Bowl this Sunday. Don't go away.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
The 2025 Eastern New Mexico State Fair is here, September 29th through October 4th at the Fairgrounds in Roswell. 6 days of boot-stomping fun at the happiest place on dirt. It all starts with a special carnival preview Friday and Saturday, September 26th and 27th. Then get ready for the biggest parade in southeastern New Mexico, Monday beginning at 10 a.m. Gates open at noon for a week jam-packed with fun for everyone. Daily shows including extreme illusions and escapes and the mythical creatures. All your favorite foods including Caribbean and Sarah's Mediterranean. Arts and crafts, livestock shows, rodeos, live entertainment from bands Austin Van, Mickey Cruz, and more. And closing out Saturday morning, the Junior Livestock Sale starting at 9 a.m. Log on to enmsf.com for the fair book with everything you need to know. The 2025 Eastern New Mexico State Fair, September 29th through October 4th at the Fairgrounds in Roswell. And paid for by Roswell Lodgers Tax.
Coach, question for you over here.
Coach, can you talk about the latest trade rumors?
Absolutely. Right now, you can get big money for your trade at Roswell Ford.
Start your season with a win at Roswell Ford. Right now, we need trades. So if you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to help you escape from your trade. Even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. With 0% APR and no payments for 90 days. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit with great terms, with good credit, no credit, or even if your credit is less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings. More for your trade and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $28.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues from date of sale. Subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
When you or a loved one need medical transport, Trans-Aero answers the call. Trans-Aero Medevac operates 3 rotorcraft bases and 1 fixed-wing base in southeastern New Mexico, allowing them to respond quickly to emergencies across diverse terrains. Their fleet extends coverage deep into New Mexico and West Texas, including Artesia, Carlsbad, Roswell, Ruidoso, Midland, Lubbock, and the surrounding areas. Ready to answer the call when every second counts. Trans-Aero Medevac, proudly serving southeastern New Mexico and West Texas. Loan for free, thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and Trans-Aero Medevac. Life support by air.
You are 13.8% more likely to die on your birthday. Think about that the next time you want to celebrate your birthday month. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us, in studio this morning, today, wearing his Roswell Literacy Council hat, Larry Martin back with us. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning.
We're days away from this year's Knowledge Bowl with the Roswell Literacy Council. For folks not familiar, the Roswell Literacy Council, which is a great organization that helps individuals and youth groups and things to get anything from literate to becoming where they can read and read at an appropriate grade level. But not only that, but helping folks set the table to go get their GEDs or high school equivalencies, or even English as a second language, or even helping folks go through the process of doing everything to get their citizenship. A lot of stuff, and they do all of this free of charge. All these services, anybody that comes to the door asking for this kind of help, they help them free of charge. Well, it's not free of charge to provide these services for all these folks. So their big fundraiser each year is the Knowledge Bowl. It's kind of a fun way to make some money, raise some money for a great organization here, and you get to come in here and show off your knowledge skills in kind of a general trivia. Team of up to 5 members will compete in a trivia contest where the questions could be anything from world history to sports to pop culture to pretty much any kind of general knowledge type stuff. And winner is, gets a lot of bragging rights. And matter of fact, Larry was just telling me they've been doing this for 20 years. You see the pictures on the wall of the different Knowledge Bowl champions over the years and everything. So this is kind of a almost become an annual prestigious event here for Roswell, the annual Knowledge Bowl. So, but Larry, this is we got 1 week left, or a little less than a week, to sign your teams up. Are you signing up? Can they sign up on Sunday if need be here?
If they have to. Of course, we only have 40 chairs, or 40 tables.
So
we've never reached 40. But so if you show up, it is a fundraiser. But if you show up Sunday afternoon with 5 guys and $100, you'll get in.
There you go.
I guarantee it.
But we would love to. It's a lot of fun. I've done it for several years. It's a lot of fun. You come and get to compete, and it's a lot of socializing. You get to meet a lot of different teams, and the competition's usually pretty fun. You get, because it's fun and jovial, but also it's a little serious. I mean, people want to win, and they want to say that it's nice to be known as smart, I think, and winning things like this. You're like, yeah, see, we're Knowledge Bowl champs, But it's a lot of fun, and it's not high pressure, high stress. It's just fun. People having a good time on a Sunday afternoon. Now, it will be this Sunday, September 28th, from 2 to 4 p.m., and it's going to be at the Joy Center on Montana there, 1822 North Montana. The teams are, like you said, you can have up to 5. So if you don't have 5, you only got 4 or whatever, that's okay. I will tell you the way to go is 5 try to find 5 people and kind of, I would round it out to different expertise levels. Like if you got a person that's really good with sports trivia, let's put them on the team. If you got a history buff, let's throw them on the team. If you got a pop culture, and I'm telling you right now, it's not a bad idea to have a younger person to hit you with the more pop and newer stuff, because I know, if you get a bunch of people like me in your 50s or 60s or 40s that, what's relevant today is kind of passed us by, you might miss out on a question or two. So put some youth on your team too. Don't age and wisdom isn't always the best route sometimes. Sometimes you need a little fresh perspective. But anyway, get that team of 5 up and then have some fun. But it's the actual contest will start at 2. Check-in time is about 1:45. You can get there a few minutes early. Cost is $100 per team, and again, that is all going back to the Roswell Literacy Council to pay for all the programs and things that they do to help people become literate and get their citizenships and helping them find their diploma, find their DSLs, all that good, or CDL, or dang it, I can't get the high school equivalency. I can't get any of that right. GED, thank you. I'm like CDL, AFL, CIO, whatever, the thing they get.
I don't think we don't give the CDL.
No, yeah.
Drivers, right?
But you can't get a CDL without knowing to read. I know that.
That's
You got to be able to read the sign.
Very true. You got to read English now. Jeez.
But yeah, so it all goes to those programs, and they'll start the contest right at 2:00. And like you said, this year we were just talking because normally Larry is like the quiz master general for the Knowledge Bowl. He's usually the guy that created the questions and creates all that. But you have passed the baton to the professionals on that. The Mind Pro Trivia guys are going to be kind of running your trivia side this time. So does that mean you get to compete, Larry?
No, I'm not going to compete.
You're not going to put a team in there?
No, I've seen some of the questions. In fact, I gave them 100 questions that I had come up with. So they'll use some of them.
So you kind of gave them an idea of what you're looking for, and they kind of okay.
Plus I basically will maintain order,
You'll be the
and we promote each. If you have a team, if you're a lawyer, send your kids up here. We'll promote the lawyer firm.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, that's what we'd love. If you're an organization or a nonprofit or a civic group or like you said or a business. And by the way, the school teams can enter for free.
Right.
So if you want to put together a high school or middle school of students that want to do it, there is no entry fee for those teams there. But you do need to register and let us know you're coming because like I said, we only got 40 tables available. So once they're full, they're full.
I also left a flyer with almost every church in town.
Okay.
So if you go to church, ask your pastor or your business manager, whatever you happen to have there, secretary.
Or both.
Form a team. Get 5 kids or 5 adults.
Yeah.
Any way you want to do it. It's fun. I stress that this is fun. We always spend half the time laughing.
I would say it's a social event as much as it is a contest.
Some of the questions are way out there, but they're not stupid. You got to know the fact.
Sure.
So, and there's no question about it. That there's only one answer. We don't accept any arguments.
There is no
we may invite
open to interpretation.
We might invite the police to put in a team, and then we can maintain order.
There you go. There we go. Can you come in uniform?
You bet.
Maybe you know what? I'm just saying we can battle the badges out. Maybe the sheriff's department puts a team in, RPD puts a team, state police put a team in. While we're at it, fire department, let's throw one of them teams in, or EMS put a team in there, or dispatchers. Now make sure this is covered on Sunday. Make sure we're not, pulling guys off trucks or nothing on Sunday.
Well,
in case there's actual emergencies during that time.
They can leave real quick.
Yeah, we'll give it. Well, maybe we can give them a designate. They can like a pinch hitter. Like if they have to go on a call, they can bring in a pinch hitter to fill in while they go on the call or something like that.
Well, it's at the Joy Center, and we occasionally have need for a emergency down there.
You know what?
They know where it is.
I was about to say, they got their own parking spot.
Almost. And And we like to promote the Joy Center too, because it gives us a nice place to do it.
Absolutely, they're very kind
They
of
don't charge us, and it's, we don't we clean it up, and we take care of it, and they help us out.
Yeah, it's very nice of them to just donate the facility for you, because like you said, every bit of this event, all the money's raised goes back to these programs for the year and stuff. So it's so nice that the Joy Center says, no, you can use this for free. That'll save a couple $100 right there. That goes back to programs. So that is a huge blessing that they do for. So.
And our expenses are minimum, but we do need occasional volunteer tutors. If you're retired or you feel like you can handle English, in particular, as a second language. And I tutored math out at the challenge when they need us. So we have, I'd say, 10 to 12 tutors that can participate. But we can always use someone else if you want to contribute to the community.
That's a great way. Like, again, I always tell people, get involved and pick your thing. Pick your passion. I don't care if it's youth sports or, maybe in this case, literacy. Come out and volunteer at the Literacy Council. Good news is they train you, so you don't have to be a retired teacher. I mean, sure, if you're a retired teacher, someone that is a professional educator and did it for a living, we would love to have your services. But that being said, that's not a requirement. They do teach you kind of how to go. There's lesson books and things, and they teach you how to do all that. But if you feel comfortable in, like, obviously your grammar and English is up to snuff. You talk good.
Until I get mad.
Yeah, you talking right good. And read good. Sorry, that was a joke.
Gotcha.
But no, but they would love to have more volunteers to do that, and obviously, folks, because schedules are flexible, and that's why the more the merrier. A lot of the work happens around people's work schedules. Sometimes, the tutoring's in the evenings or on the weekends when people are available and things like that. So we'd like to have a pool of people in different, this person's available nights. This person's available during the day. This person can be available on Sundays if need be or whatever. We'd love to have enough stable folks like that. But Larry's right. Retired teachers, educators, if, you do your 20 and you're like, I want to get back. Or you know what? I get it. My wife being a teacher, like, I love teaching, but I don't want a class of 30 kids or 20 kids again. I don't want that. But you know what? A one-on-one situation, that would be very fulfilling for me. Or maybe we can do that. And I'm sure Larry could use some help if any retired or math teachers out there to go help out with the youth challenge or any of that stuff. I'm sure the more the merrier there too. So. But if you'd like to donate time that way, and even if you're like, I love this and I'm very good, but yeah, I don't really have a teaching background. Okay. Well, we can help out with that a little bit. If you've got the patience and the desire, we can put the rest in you.
Yeah, we have several books for GED and basic math, basic English.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we have computers. We have a new system that the school has.
Okay.
That we spent some bucks on, and I'm not that familiar with it, but it's It's a touch board, and it's really effective.
Good deal.
So, and we have the building. Obviously, you come over and it's comfortable. We have running water and toilets, so we're modern.
Yeah.
And
a dedicated learning facility there, so you can meet there and
you can arrange times with a tutor, and we'll get you in. You can sit in a nice, comfortable place.
Yeah, and conversely, if you're a person that quite frankly is not up to snuff on reading and literate, or you're trying to pursue your citizenship, or saying, I do need to get my GED. How do I start that path? Come walk through the Literacy Council's door. Let's talk. Let's get you where you need to be. And every story is different. It's anything. We've heard it all from folks that are seniors that they've kind of navigated life, but now their grandkids and so they're kind of like, I need to do this for my grandkids. Or, we get that to life happens. You get it. You worked for there's so many stories of you worked on the ranch or worked at the farm and they went to school till about 6th grade. And then, life got busy. And then, so, now you come back in life and, that those kinds of things happen all the time or, it just doesn't click. School never clicked for me. It didn't, and I faked it till I made it kind of thing. And I'm tired of doing that. I want to fix, that's those kind of stories happen all the time that come through. Or it's literally, yes, I want to become a U.S. citizen. I want to, I want to get or like you said, I got this close, didn't finish my GED, and I'm still, I'm finding out it would be really helpful to get a job. I've been trying to get jobs and I can't get anything above minimum wage or fast food because I don't have a GED. I don't have anything to prove that I am a reliable employee. So I need to do that. That whatever your reason to walk through those doors, please walk through those doors.
Yeah.
So, but
let me add that this is the first time we've had it in the fall. We usually have it, and we will have another one after the Super Bowl. That's where the bowl comes in. Sometime in late March or late February or March.
Early spring, late winter, however
someday
you look
before
at
basketball and after football.
Yes. Well,
Sunday's open.
If New Mexico's New Mexico, and by February we should be pushing 80. So.
I heard you say low 60s tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Open the windows.
But it always seems like in February, you're like, why is it unseasonably warm here? And then in March, all of a sudden we get a snow shower. So that's New Mexico.
Let me see. We're open. The office is open Tuesday through Thursday. We're limited due, obviously, to expenses.
Sure.
But we own our own building, and we rent part of it off to the Red Cross.
Yeah,
which is a nice organization. We help them; they help us.
Well, they're good at emergencies, allegedly. Those Red Cross guys. They're always so prepared.
They're not there very often. They're out doing something.
I was about to say usually they're we are a region of a lot of emergency needs here lately, with between fires and floods and fires and more of that. And it's just. Red Cross is probably overextended at this point around here. So
let me give a phone number here. Local number is 575, obviously. 625-1369.
Okay.
So if you call that and get generally Cecilia's there, and she can answer questions.
Yeah.
Set you up. We're often looking for people to serve on the board, so that I've been there 6 years. I don't mind it. It's not hard work for me. Someone else does all the work. But we give advice and.
Well, yeah, that board keeps with a strong board, that really makes the organization flow that much better. So they're always looking for fresh faces, fresh ideas to serve on that board. Because sky's the limit. If you're thinking, I love what you guys are doing. What if we did this? Come talk to us on the board. Let's. Listen, maybe we can do some things different.
That kind of reminds me that I went to the Kiwanis Club the other day recruiting them, and the Lions Club won last year. Now there's the Rotary and the Optimist, Altrusa, a lot of service clubs in this town that are looking for members. So if you're sitting at home and you're getting near retirement age and you're up over 50 or 60, and I mean, I'm not excluding young people, but if you're wondering what you can do for the community, look at one of these clubs. Go to the, my brain just went blank there.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right, though. I mean, we do have a bevy of these, like you said, the Kiwanis, Altrusans, the Elks, the various optimists.
Yeah. And they're always looking for members. So I mean, if you're bored with life, get off your tail and.
Well, they're also social groups as much as they are service groups. So,
but they all do something.
Yeah,
they just don't meet for lunch.
Yeah,
they all do something.
They do. They serve goals. They have fundraising events, or pick your organizations, or even. Maybe it's a more different type. I love pets. All right, go help out the Humane Society, or go. You volunteer at the animal control. They're always looking for folks over there, or go, whatever your passion is, get out there and get involved. And I get what you're saying. Yeah, generally speaking, people in their 50s, 60s, and so on, they start thinking about retirement times, a little bit more free time in their hands. That's why you say, but it's also that social. If you are retired and you're, you know how retiree gets, you can kind of isolate yourself. You're not going to work every day. Your social life dwindles a little bit. This is a great way to kind of perk that up. Get involved with a civic group, make some new friends, and they have some more lunch dates and various others. Next thing you know, those folks while you're working on your civic events together, and then you're hanging out socially and making some friends, and that's all healthy too. So I would argue joining one of these service groups or volunteering feed your own soul more than the help you actually are providing to the people that your organization does.
I've been to several meetings and groups, and they all help each other.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's the main thing. My wife mentioned one time how she used to walk dogs down to the Humane Society.
Mm-hmm. And they still do that when the weather's nice.
Yeah.
When it's too hot, they don't let you do it, but you can hang out inside with them. But like times like this where maybe, I don't know if we're too warm or not right now, but like right now, if you walk, I bet, because it's cool, let's go walk some dogs and they always looking for volunteers to do that.
I drive for the veterans drivers.
They're always looking for
and they're always looking for drivers.
That's such a great, and tell your friends that live in all of southeast New Mexico because they need drivers all over from Carlsbad.
But you should be aware of this. It's a service. It's free.
And they get veterans to their doctor's appointments in Albuquerque or Lubbock or Artesia or wherever if they have to go out of town to a doctor, those veterans transports will help those folks get there. And that's why they need drivers all over because sometimes the vets live in Hobbs and they're coming to Roswell. And so they need a driver from Hobbs or vice versa, so not just here in Roswell, but if you know some folks that want to volunteer in all of southeast New Mexico, from I'm even thinking Lincoln County to Eddy County to Lee County, all the above there. So reach out. They do a great. And big thank you to the organizations that support them because their vans and everything, that's a big expense. That's all taken care of. Their biggest need is drivers, to have a big stable of drivers. So at any given day, it's not the same six volunteers that are driving all over Southwest to get these folks.
Well, if you drive to Albuquerque, it's a full-day job.
Yeah.
So
that's
take some guy up there. Yeah. I'm going next week.
And sometimes an overnight, I've seen that turn into an overnight in the past, depending on the medical situations going on.
Send another van up the next day to pick them.
Yeah, I've seen it where sometimes they have to be admitted, or it happens from time to time. So, but again, another great organization to volunteer, and I would even use this as your civic organization, sign up and use this as a recruiting tool to come to the Knowledge Bowl and meet some of these other folks and say, hey, love what you're doing. Here's my card. If you want to, some folks that want to be veterans transports, if you want to know someone that wants to be in Kiwanis, come on down or whatever it is.
That's an absolute good idea because if you come to have a table and you want to bring some brochures, be my guest.
Yeah, do it. Let's do like you said, if civic organizations and business entities do sign up your team, we'll throw you some plugs out there. Hey, come and get the best sandwich in town over at so and so's or whatever it is. That's we love that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, all of this is just to raise as much money as possible for the Literacy Council. This is such a great organization that really empowers the people that come through the doors to allow them to be self-sufficient, to be self-empowering, to be able to enjoy life because they have the skill sets to navigate it. And that's the best tool you can give or gift you can give somebody. And
well, we use this as a fundraiser, but in reality, I like to see this as a major event in the city.
Mm-hmm.
30 to 40 competing teams with good questions, and MindProbe is professional enough to do it right. Mm-hmm. And we have a comfortable location.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see, in all the schools, there's 9 high schools, counting Lake Arthur. And I'd like to see each one of them send a team.
Yeah.
And by next February, it'll be a big show. That's what we're looking for. So.
I would even imagine if we can make it where you have to do 2 versions. Like you have, I don't know, Knowledge Bowl Youth Edition, Knowledge Bowl Adult Edition, where there's enough high school and middle school teams where you're like, no, we got our own youth division now, where it's under 18 Knowledge Bowl and then the old fogey note, whatever you call it. I would love to see it where we got such almost where it's that, and then you get, and what I'd really love is the schools get behind it, and then other literacy groups and councils start their own, and next thing you know, we've got regionals and who knows, we have a state competition. Nice. And
there used to be Knowledge Bowl on TV about 50 years ago.
Yeah, I remember a show called It's Academic that was very similar to that, and it had a national thing. I think we should bring something back and put it in that kind of platform again, where they can see nationally. I would love it. Maybe tune in Saturday afternoons or Saturday mornings, and it's Knowledge Bowl. It's on TV, and they got the state championships. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be great.
That would be
let me clear up a little. If you're sitting at a table and you have the right answer, what MindProbe does is you have a little whiteboard and you write the answer. And if it's when it gives us the correct answer, you stick it up in the air and get points for it. And obviously, either I will or someone else will be validating the answer.
Gotcha.
But if you're ignorant and do not know the answer, no one points it out. No one says, "Hey,
no.
you dumb me over in the corner."
Yeah, no.
We don't do anything like that.
No, it's all. It's all positive.
Yeah,
everything has. Now we have fun with it because sometimes people don't know the answer, and so they'll put an answer that induces a laugh on purpose, and that's okay. They know that's not the answer, but they had nothing better, and they said, "Well, we'll make a laugh out of this."
Well, Chris is running MindProbe, and I think he knows. He knows how to handle it.
He'll keep that going,
Yeah.
but yes, that's it's all fun, and it's really it's some and that's the cool thing is everybody is so social and fun, and even
refreshments.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't come a little hungry because you will be snacking. There's a lot of munching and a lot of.
We have a lot of volunteer donations from business for refreshments. It's like $50, $75 for them, and that's not a big deal for them. It's good promotion. We will promote them. Albertson's already said to do something.
And they usually put out a pretty big spread. Next thing you know, you're just noshing, and the whole time it's like. Next thing you know, it's like, all right, I gotta catch that next, but I kind of want some more chips and cookies. Hold on.
Right. And we do have a halftime, so you can go munch down.
They can refuel and load up here, but please sign up here again. It is happening this Sunday, September 28th, from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Roswell Joy Center, 1822 North Montana. Registration check-in times at 1:45. The actual bowl will begin promptly at 2 p.m. Cost is $100 per team. You can have up to 5 participants to be on your team. You don't need 5, but
if you're smart enough by yourself, come on in.
Come on in. You bring your team solo. Let's do it. You will be playing behind the 8 ball. I've yet to see a team of 1 or 2 take it.
No chance.
But. There's always a first, right? So come sign up to 5. And then, again, it's tax deductible and all that. So if you need the tax write-offs for your all that, no problems there. If you are a school team, if you're school students, like high school, middle school students, you can enter a team for free of up to 5. To sign up your teams, go ahead and call the Literacy Council at 575-625-1369. Again, 575-625-1369. Or you can come by 609 West 10th if you come during business hours there. If I remember correctly, you guys, the Literacy Council does have a Facebook page as well, too. Yes. Shoot a message on Facebook if you don't get an answer or something, and say hey, and Larry or somebody will definitely reach out to you and get you signed up for the Knowledge Bowl here.
Now, if you're in doubt, you make that phone call and register. You can pay at the door.
Okay, very good.
So we're not worrying about the money.
And also, by the way,
we want to keep people honest, but we're not worrying about the money until we get it.
If you do happen to have the actual entry form or the flyer for the Knowledge Bowl, there's a QR code you can scan on that, and that'll open up the entry form for the Knowledge Bowl too. So if you are high tech, you can get a hold of that code and scan it real quick, and it'll take you right to the place where you can sign up and all that too. But again, they're going to be taking entries right up until, I guess, probably 1:59 on Sunday. So sign up your teams, but we are limited to 40 teams. But, usually we don't fill that. But I'd love it to be a first year. I'd love, that would be a good problem to have. So come join us. Come have some fun. Come ready to munch. Come ready to socialize. Come ready to compete. And come ready to have a good time. And come on, the Cowboys lost to the Bears this weekend. There's nothing exciting what the Cowboys are doing on
Cowboys
Sunday.
are playing that night.
So it's a night game,
Yes.
so you're not even going to miss the Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's right, they are the night game. I forgot about that. So it's going to be good. Come out and join us here. And then, of course, if you want to learn more about the Literacy Council, it's a great time to come out to the event. If you want to talk to Larry or any of the volunteers that'll be there, they can kind of give you an idea of what volunteering and being a part of the Literacy Council is like, and what you expect of those volunteers and things like that. So, good deal.
I think we mentioned it's the Joy Center. That's on Montana and the west end of 19th.
Yes, 1822 North Montana. If you're a GPSer and want to plug in the address to go, it'll take you right to it.
Lots
But yeah,
of parking.
It's right there near American Legion Post 28, and it's all right there in that little
lodge down there.
Yeah, the lodge there. It's all right on that same stretch of highway there. So good deal. Did we get it all?
I think so.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. And we'll see you again down the road here. And anything else we can do, obviously, don't hesitate. Give us a shout out. We'll definitely do what we can to help you out.
Okay.
So, good
we'll
deal.
be doing this again in February, probably.
That's right. We'll be just in time for 80-degree winter. Awesome. Thank you, Larry. We'll see you next time.
You bet. Thanks, Mike.
All right. It is 8:54. Let's pause for news and a quick break before more news. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The New Mexico Department of Transportation has awarded more than $100 million to 71 projects across the state through a Transportation Project Fund. District 2 invested $18.7 million. Among the approved projects, 21st Street maintenance in the city of Clovis for $2.6 million. The city of Jowl will get $3 million for total roadway improvements. The city of Portales for $2.8 million for a project to improve South Avenue K. And the city of Roswell gets $1.4 million for 2nd Street pavement maintenance and restriping. The village of Ruidoso also gets $1.9 million for roadway maintenance. A hiker had to be rescued in Chavez County on Saturday. Deputies responded to Bottomless Lakes State Park after the hiker reportedly fell about 12 feet down to the water's edge. Roswell firefighters said the man was alert and able to speak with the rescue team. The man's name and updated condition are not known. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Well, the Roswell Coyotes upended winless Deming as expected on Friday night, 58-19, and that leads off the scoreboard from Friday night football. Roswell at Santa Teresa next Friday. Meanwhile, Lovington proved to be the difficult team that they often are, winning at home against Goddard 44-26 on Friday night. Goddard next plays Gadsden Friday at 7. It was Dexter beating back Hatch Valley on the road Saturday 49-7. NMMI loses to Hot Springs 21-16. That was a home game for the Colts. And Hagerman, 8-man football, knocks off Mescaleros 16-12. Hagerman is now 4-1. And Gateway Christian loses to Mesilla Valley at home 28-8. Gateway now 2-2 on the season. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
It may be tough to beat last week's gains in stocks, record highs, and a cut in interest rates. There have been a few signs hiring is picking up. Ross Mayfield at Baird Investments says it might take a while, though.
I do think generally the business environment for hiring is going to be pretty good in 2026. I think the big question is, are there people to hire? You know, between demographics and immigration, there's not a lot of growth in the size of the labor force month after month.
He says tax cuts for businesses next year may be a larger factor than cuts in interest rates now to make companies increase hiring and expand. ZipRecruiter, though, says some companies are posting jobs for immediate needs and replying to applicants within 3 days. S&P says the value of some homes purchased before COVID is now up 50%. A factor that's not gotten much attention on the interest rate cuts is that rates that you earn in money market funds and CDs also come down when the Federal Reserve cuts interest rates. So advisors say to move some of that money to other investments, with gold one option, but not the only one. With business, I'm Joe Connolly.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
Hi everyone, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. We now carry Mayo Furniture. Not only is it proudly built in the U.S., but there are hundreds of custom options to choose from, including fabrics, top-grade leathers, nail head trim, and feet. The quality and construction stands apart from other brands in the industry, ensuring your satisfaction for years to come. Turn your living room into a reflection of your refined taste. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda in Roswell, where delivery is free since 1953.
It's too bad the Eastern New Mexico State Fair doesn't have a category for weeds, because with all the rain we've had, they'd be giving out lots of blue ribbons. Hi, this is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company. We have powerful products to get rid of the hardiest weeds, and most important, we can tell you exactly how and when to use them to get the job done. Yeah, this year's weeds are certainly impressive, but at least they're green.
Your home for Armed American Radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Well, at least not yet.
Lawmakers from both chambers are in their home states this week after the House passed a GOP-crafted government funding bill that was swiftly rejected by the Senate, along with a competing proposal to keep the government open. Senators aren't expected to return until September 29th, and House lawmakers not until October. The impasse has created a game of shutdown chicken as Congress lurches toward the October 1st deadline without a clear path forward, and leaders of both parties dig in their heels and cast the blame across the aisle. The confidence from both parties that the other will bear the blame of a shutdown has eroded any serious effort to seek a bipartisan compromise beforehand. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
They came from across the country, tens of thousands of people, an overflow crowd, attending the weekend memorial service for Charlie Kirk.
The NFL stadium in Glendale, Arizona served as the venue for a 5-hour memorial service that featured elements of a church revival, a political rally, and a state funeral.
Who feels the Holy Spirit in the house tonight? Charlie was not silenced. His movement is only beginning.
Speaker after speaker, including the President of the United States and top government officials, paid tribute to Kirk's passion, wisdom, friendship, political impact, and Christian faith. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Later today, President Trump will hold what he calls one of the most important news conferences he'll preside over. In quoting the president, "I think we have found an answer to autism." He adds the administration will not let it happen anymore. There have been no reports of injuries, just some minor damage from that overnight earthquake that rattled the San Francisco Bay Area. A 4.3 magnitude quake. It struck shortly before 3 a.m. local time. Wall Street, the Dow up 34 points, and NASDAQ 76 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. 5300. Call us right now.
Canada and Australia have formally recognized a Palestinian state. France expected to follow suit at this week's UN General Assembly meeting in New York.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has angrily condemned these declarations, saying they reward Hamas terrorism, insisting there would never be what he called a Palestinian terror state. But might he annex parts of the West Bank in retaliation? The British Foreign Secretary, Yvette Cooper, told me she'd made it clear to her Israeli counterpart that he and his government must not do that. She said extremists on both sides were seeking to abandon any prospect of a two-state solution, which the UK had a moral obligation to revive.
The BBC's James Landale. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un says he has good memories of President Trump, and he's urging Washington to drop its demand to surrender his nukes as a precondition for resuming long-stalled diplomacy. Townhall.com. President Trump has praise, along with a few recommendations for his attorney general.
President Trump ratcheting up his discussion of pursuing legal cases Saturday, posting on social media, pressing Attorney General Pam Bondi to move forward with investigations, including one into New York Attorney General Letitia James and her mortgage, and a possible threat case against former FBI Director James Comey. Then posting his support of Bondi and Sunday defending her.
She's doing a great job. Pam Bondi is doing a great job. I think Pam Bondi is going to go down as one of the best attorney generals of the ages.
I'm Julie Walker.
Hurricane Gabrielle continues building strength out in the Atlantic, about 200 miles southeast of Bermuda. The second hurricane of this Atlantic hurricane season, Gabrielle now a Category 3 storm. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Javelin, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to our number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Yes, welcome to it.
It's Monday.
It is. It's not going to go away just because you want it to. So
no.
Get up, get at them, and let's do something about it.
You know, real quick, we got a full hour, so I'm going to get my hour going here. But, you know, Mondays generally are looked at as not a favorite day of most people.
Right.
And, you know, and let's face it, we all love Fridays, Saturdays are going to be the winners. But you know, like we get to the rest of the week with things like, you know, I'd say Taco Tuesday. It's like, hey, it's Taco Tuesday. Yay, you know, whatever it is. I think we've already had Monday's food told to us over the last 20 years. We just have never really fully embraced it.
We've never embraced what Monday's food is, which is?
Lasagna.
Is that a Garfield thing?
Yeah.
Or I guess it makes sense.
And every generation has Garfield now. Matter of fact, there's a commercial for something right now, and they got Garfield overeating lasagna.
It's, I believe, Petco?
It could be, yeah. Something. I don't remember what it is.
One of the pet foods, yeah.
But I'm just saying, why can't we say, because who does not love lasagna?
I agree. I 100% agree. But that being said, it is also a very arduous meal for a Monday. Unless, of course, you're going the frozen route.
I say, to be honest, unless you have an Italian grandma, I go buy a Stouffer's.
I got to tell you something. This is something I learned when my mom was pregnant with my little brother. This is when I was way younger, obviously. We couldn't get the meat and cheese lasagna that they normally, the Stouffer sells, whatever the family size. We just couldn't have it. It didn't jive with my mom's diet.
Oh, I gotcha.
Because she had gestational diabetes, and there was a certain diet she had to adhere to. So we started getting the veggie lasagna.
Okay.
Which is spinach and vegetables mixed in with like a white sauce and cheese.
I kind of like the sauce on those.
I'm gonna tell you, y'all be sleeping on the veggie lasagnas. Them things, it's even though there's no meat in it, and people are like, there's no meat, I can't have a meal without protein meat. It's real good.
Yeah.
It's real good. If you like a white sauce, if you like kind of a lighter.
How is it different than eating a bowl of mac and cheese?
It's very different.
I mean, but as far as like the meat argument.
Well,
because most people like mac and cheese, people are like, I'll eat a whole thing of mac and cheese, but ain't a stitch of meat in that thing.
But,
I mean, unless you're adding lobster or whatever they bougie it up.
That being said, most people when they're enjoying a mac and cheese are usually doing it on a side dish for like a brisket or like a ribs situation.
Not me.
A burger.
That box said Kraft mac and cheese dinner.
They don't even mess around with calling it mac and cheese up in Canada. It's literally just called Kraft dinner.
Kraft dinner. Yeah. No. And I ain't gonna lie, every once in a while, yes, it's not good for my diet, but sometimes I just fix a box of that, and that's a delightful dinner.
Blue box mac and cheese, and I don't care if you serve me the most gourmet macaroni and cheese dish.
Yeah,
that blue box, it'll get me every time. There's something about it.
It is.
It's a nostalgia hit.
You could have the most family recipe. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll tear that up too, but it ain't going to scratch the itch that Kraft mac and cheese does.
What's that? You didn't mix it up good enough? Oh, so now there's flavor bursts inside? You just upped your ante, my friend.
And I know people are going to yell at me, and because I've been hearing my whole life, but don't try it till you knock it. Squirt some ketchup.
Don't try it till you knock it. Ketchup, really?
Yes, squirt some ketchup in there.
All right.
It's good. My aunt taught me when I was a wee lad, and I've been doing, and I know it grosses everybody out, and everybody.
It's not even a grosses me out thing. It's more just I like a pure macaroni, like blue box mac and cheese with the milk and the butter.
It kind of gives you a ghetto-y spaghetti-o mac and cheese fusion.
Now, in fairness,
which is nice.
If I was going for like an Italian kind of thing, I'd reach for
it's Italian.
I'd reach for
I'm telling you, right?
Heinz every time.
This is so Italian. You get from the makers of SpaghettiOs, the Italian treat.
Hey! You watch your mouth, young man.
But think of it that way. It's like SpaghettiOs and mac and cheese. In a little party.
Got married,
It's a little party.
A little party inside your mouth.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I can see that. What I would do instead, and I know where you're going, I would take a little bit of ketchup onto a bite of mac and cheese. I feel like that's because that way I'm not sullying the whole bowl. Like I like hot sauce on stuff.
Take a portion out, put it and mix it.
Not the same.
And then, because you need the orange color. That goes with the ketchup and the cheese.
You're going for a hue situation.
Yeah, you need that orange color. It's part of the experience.
That's fair. I struggle with sullying the actual just purity of the blue box mac and cheese.
Yeah. Well, we just one time try it. Trust me. And I've been my whole life. People telling me I'm nuts. I'm crazy. And I would have too, but my aunt introduced me when I was such a young and impressionable age, and it sunk and it sticks, and it is a nostalgic thing. I will eat it, and I'm so happy when
now
I do.
I feel I have to ask because this is the polarizing question. How do you feel about ketchup on eggs?
No.
Oh, that's where you draw your line.
I'm out on that. That's. I mean, you do you. I don't do that.
I'm not a personal ketchup.
I don't hate you for it, but it's not me.
I'm just what I would consider myself is an advocate. I stand alongside those folks who can put ketchup on eggs. I'm not one of them, but I am a supporter. Like my daughter, she eats ketchup on her everything.
Weird. there would be another condiment I put over ketchup.
Well, hot sauce.
Grape jelly.
What?
Grape jelly and scrambled egg is a delightful
We're talking
combo.
a scramble situation, sure, but I'm talking about like a burstable yolk.
Oh, then nothing goes on it other than salt and pepper.
Hot Cholula.
Mm-mm.
Or if you have it, McElhaney's Tabasco, because it's the best on eggs.
That sullies that egg.
See, that's you and me differ on mac and cheese and eggs, because I feel it accentuates the egg. Plus, you get that vinegar, burst. I'm a fan of that.
No, the only acceptable sauce I will mix with an egg yolk on an egg is hollandaise.
Yeah, hollandaise. Yeah, I can absolutely proponent for that, but at the same time, there's ghetto sauces out there.
And I'm all for that. Don't mess with my eggs. Put it on the mac and cheese. Put it on whatever processed hot garbage is out there. But the egg, no.
And I understand it's definitely one of those like pineapple on pizza situations where you either love it or hate it.
And as a guy that ate MREs in the United States military, I know the value of a hot sauce. I do.
That's fair. Do you know MREs, and I think it's like France, give you a shot of alcohol?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, that's just a cool MRE edition. They're like, just give you a shot of 40 proof.
And remind me how many wars France won again?
They were far too busy enjoying their cocktail. Thank you very much.
The salute of France. Sorry. I kid.
That's fine. No, you know what? Just destroy our French demographic. Jean-Pierre's very offended.
Yes, that and Pepe Le Pew. All right, Carrie Moore's going to join us from the Health Council here in mere moments. We're going to take a break.
Peter Lemure, not Pepe Le Pew.
It's Mario Lemieux.
You pleb.
Mario Lemieux. Guy Lafleur. All right, 9:15. I watch hockey. I know French. We'll be back.
Bush Appliance presents Adventures with Spinal Tap.
So do you play? I mean, do you actually use all of these Whirlpool washers and dryers?
Well, I mean, I play them, I use them, I cherish them, really.
Mm-hmm.
This Whirlpool dryer right here, this one is top of the heat. No question about it. Look at the flames on that one.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's quite unbelievable, really. This one is just perfect right here. Listen.
Now, when you say perfect, I mean...
Listen.
I don't hear anything.
Just listen to it, mate.
I'm not hearing anything.
Well, I mean, you would if it were broken. You'd be hearing it go, gitchy, 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 gitchy. And you could go have a bite and still be going. Gitchy, gitchy, gitchy.
This has been Adventures in Spinal Tap, brought to you by Bush Appliance. Who you going to call? Bush Appliance in Roswell. Stop by 111 West Country Club Road in Roswell or call 575-622-6390. We could be at 110 West Country Club Road, but our address goes to 11.
If you want to install a new roof, you can do it the cheap way or you can do it the right way. Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and one of our customers recently found this out the hard way. He was going to hire us to re-roof his roof, but he found someone to do the job for $2,000 cheaper. Half a year later, this customer called us to re-inspect his brand new roof. Turns out this contractor was not a contractor at all. He had no license and no insurance. The roof was installed incorrectly and never had been passed by the city inspector. We had to re-roof his brand new roof, tear off the shingles and start from scratch. It was the most expensive $2,000 anyone has ever saved. If you need a roof installed the right way, you can trust who your neighbors trust. You can trust Trustmark Roofing for no obligation to the penny quote on your roof transformation. Call 575-755-ROOF. That's 575-755-7663.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
The 2025 Eastern New Mexico State Fair is here, September 29th through October 4th at the Fairgrounds in Roswell. This year's entertainment is out of this world. Wednesday night, don't miss Austin Van with 2 shows at 7 and 9.
Driving me out of your mind.
Thursday, catch Mickey Cruz at 7. And Al Hurricane at 9. Friday, it's Carson City Rebels at 5. Proud Pete at 7 and Josh Ward at 9.
Hey, I'm loving where it's going.
And Saturday is Tejano Night featuring La Conquistador Banda at 9.
Iban dispuestos a todo por llevar la mercancía.
Best of all, concerts are free with admission to the fair. More info at enmsf.com. The Eastern New Mexico State Fair, September 29th through October 4th at the Fairgrounds in Roswell. It's the happiest place on dirt. Ad paid for by the City of Roswell Lodgers Tax.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Chavez County Health Council, Carrie Moore, back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's life in your world this morning?
Extremely tired today.
Yeah?
I just got back from Denver.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a long drive home.
That's right. They had the Veterans Symposium up there.
Summit.
Yeah. How did that go?
It was pretty good. So across the U.S., there's, I think they said 38 Together with Veteran programs.
Okay.
3 of them are in New Mexico.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, well, that's pretty impressive considering we're a small population state. So yeah, Four Corners, Taos, and Chavez County.
That's amazing. I wonder if it's just, we do have a lot of military installations in the state of New Mexico, so that's probably part of the reason. We just have a lot of veterans in this state. But,
well, California, has the most, and then I think Texas is number 2.
Yeah.
So, and I think they each only have 1, so.
I'm going to guess
New Mexico is just, we're good at this stuff.
It's good. Maybe it's cheaper to retire here than Texas or California. I don't know.
Well, I think that one's probably definitely true. At least on the California part.
Yeah. Texas, I think, but anyway, is pretty cool that we do have that much veteran representation here in New Mexico. So.
Yeah, and then, of course, the summit, they highlighted Chavez County because the initiatives and everything that we're doing is pretty high notch or top level.
Good deal.
We're just pretty dang good at it.
So, this is kind of the obviously we're looking to expand this into more states, more districts, more where everything's, and it looks like this area is kind of going to be used as the road to that, I guess you could say.
Hopefully. They don't know where the funding is going to go, so this was kind of like the pilot program, getting the program built in each of the different areas.
Right.
Chavez County, we're kind of looking at hopefully that we can encompass southeast New Mexico.
Sure.
And go ahead and bring everybody together down here.
And I feel like this is where, we have a lot of veteran resources. I'm not sure if they're all necessarily on the same page. And this is why I kind of think this is why all this started. It's like, okay, we've got the Veterans Transport doing their thing here, and then we got the various civic organizations doing their things over
and
here.
And then the faith-based doing theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, that's kind of like, that's the whole point of the Health Council is to start bringing the entities together.
Sure.
One of the things I always say is you do you, boo. I don't want your program. I don't want to take your funding. I want you to do exactly what you're doing. Just let me help you organize it, and let's bring it together so that we can help more people.
Absolutely.
And then, if we do have areas that are oversaturated, then we can see that and say, hey, maybe we need to move some of those resources to this area. Have you guys thought about that? Again, I'm not after that funding, so I'm a great conduit. Of information.
Let's get the most bang for the buck.
Right. And that's one of the things that we kind of miss down here is that we don't collaborate very well on a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have to get better at it.
Well, and this is the thing that, I remind people all the time, and this is more philosophical than things, where it's, we as a society, as people, we expect government or something to kind of do things, and we just show up and reap the rewards of that, or complain about the problems of which it caused. Right.
Right.
But at the reality of the thing is when it comes to this kind of stuff, when it comes to quality of life, when it comes to bringing resources to people in need of these resources, government and things like that move at glacial paces.
Right.
And we need the average, the people that live, breathe, work, and do their lives in these communities to step up and be the active participants. You want it, and this is why I say things like, if you want a nice community, that who's going to fix it? You are. It's not going to be, and this is what Carrie does, and what you're talking about is, okay, and okay, great. We've got these organizations. It's not the best organized, but there's people with the heart and with the desire. Let's give them a direction. Let's give them a thing where we're all on the same page, so they can truly, you want to work with homeless? Well, guess what? We got all the resources here so you can truly get those. And that's really what we're talking about.
Right.
Here.
I mean, we all sit here and we kind of laugh about it. You know, it's the same 5 volunteers in all organizations.
Mm-hmm.
Organizations are dying out because they don't have enough volunteers. Everybody is burnt out. Well, part of that is because they don't collaborate and work together. And it's like, we've got to start. And then this will start building that next generation of people who want to help volunteer. I mean, one of the things I always heard was that they don't feel welcome in some of the organizations. You know, it's a close-knit society. I go and I think I want to join, but yeah, they didn't make me feel welcome. So then they don't.
Well, it's high school cliques all over again.
Yeah, it is. And the nonprofits, they are huge cliques.
And it does happen. You're absolutely correct. If there's people gathering together in some kind of social way, those cliques just... Humans do it. Sorry.
Right. I mean, everybody talks about, well, yeah, it's because you know somebody. Well, that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have that opportunity to know them as well. You know, and you know that organization.
Broaden the clique a little bit.
Yeah, that organization might not be your pie. Go find another one that is.
Absolutely.
That's doing the same kind of work, and then this is how you learn it.
Absolutely. And let's face it, I get that because I know exactly what you're talking about. I know, and unfortunately, there is a whole status side to some of this. And what I mean by that is not everybody that serves a nonprofit is doing it for the good of the passion for the project they're in. They're doing it as a stepping stone or a tool for their own self-gain. And that's life. You can't. Every organization has to deal with that on some way, shape, form, or level. It's just humans. The only way you fix that is get more people that don't think that way. And so if you don't think that way, your active involvement combats it better than anything else that we could possibly do to stop it.
Right. Now, you know, I mean, there is some truth in some things. You know, some boards have to have specific people statuses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have somebody who's a treasurer who doesn't understand math.
Right.
You know,
you got to have skill sets in certain positions.
There are some positions that have to have those skill sets, and they need them to be able to raise those funds, because that's the other part of it, right?
Sure.
Is that we all have to raise the funds to be able to function. And without those skill sets and without those people, you can't do that either. But you also, you know, bring in other people and start training them up, and then all of a sudden you know who they know.
Sure.
And, you know, your world just starts
You build
broadening.
it. And that's why really boards and things like that of the nature need that variety of people to serve on it. You need the logical brain people that run numbers and make sure the numbers jive, but you also need the conceptual people on there that can think out of the box.
Right.
And that can do the things that say, okay, throw this out there, and then you get the logical people. All right, let's shave this down into something that is a manageable thing, and that's where greatness comes usually at the end. And so we want all types there and serving on any entity, whether it's a veteran, the veteran symposium, or a health council,
or kids event, or
your
housing, or it doesn't matter.
Or
any of the social.
Yeah. Anything like that, or a civic organization. They all want it all. So, but that's why you get involved in your communities and get into these things. And so, if for instance, if we have people that do have the passions for veterans and things, please, we would like to be a part of the Together with Veterans.
Because it's trying to build that community for it. We're working on doing a stand down.
Okay.
And for those that don't know what the stand down is, it is basically it's a wraparound services for homeless vets or vets who are possibility of becoming homeless.
Gotcha.
And to stop that. Now, because of the way Chaves County is, you know, we do have a small vet population here. It's less than 4,000. So finding out who's homeless and who isn't. So we're going to have to encompass the entire organization or the entire community of homeless to find those that are in it and then create a wraparound services on it.
Gotcha.
But we're trying to get it so that we can bring in the health field so that they can do simple checkups. We'll have the mental health, the drug and alcohol addictions to address the behavioral health on it. Plus, then, you know, how do we get so that you make sure that you have your services? Did we find all the vets in our community that we need to reach out to? We're looking.
And let's face it, not all vets are forthcoming on coming forward either.
Right.
Sometimes you got to turn over a rock or two.
Right. So yeah, we'll be partnering with the groups that already work with the homeless, because they have that built-in camaraderie, that trust in that environment. and then we'll bring in the other section to it and try to see how we can help alleviate some of the problems that we have. And hopefully, you know, if we see 200 homeless and one person decides to come off the street and go into a treatment program, that's a success.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because that's one less.
Well, it's the lead the horse to water ideology here.
Right.
At the end of the day, people will only change if they're willing to change. And we can provide the parachute, everything they need, but they got to jump at the end of the day. And that's how it works. So.
Yeah. You know, and we are very, very far behind on behavioral health in Chaves County.
Absolutely.
When all that big old mess with, what was it, turquoise kind of imploded several years ago, we just haven't filled those holes. And we're going to have to fill those holes to address the behavioral health issues in Chaves.
Yeah, we are dealing with the bigger consequences of those kind of actions when on the surface, you don't see it. But now we're seeing that impact through. It's COVID. You know, it's like, we had the COVID thing. Even to this day, you walk into schools and stuff, we're dealing with the impacts from 5 years ago of COVID in there still. That's the same kind of deal.
Yeah.
So.
And, you know, whether it be, you know, a mental issue, whether it be drug or alcohol abuse, it all has to, it all has to be addressed. And that even goes to, okay, we could put you in a treatment program, but then if you didn't have a house and we take you out of that treatment program, you have to have a place to live, because we can't put you back on the street and expect you to change the behavior.
Right. It's like
those are coping mechanisms. You know, it's no different than the high school kid who banged up his knee and got addicted to painkillers.
Right.
You know, somewhere in there was some underlying factor that caused that problem.
You banish a human, you give them no clothing, no food, no job, no anything, and put them out in the wilderness. They survive, but don't steal.
Right.
What are they going to do? They're going to do what they got to do to survive. And that's just what we talk about on some of this stuff. I do want to talk a little bit about here, of course, signing up for these organizations. Please don't forget the 211 hotline number is the number for anything we talk about here. If you want resources about the veterans, together with Veterans Group, or if you want to learn more about mental health, the other thing too, getting involved with the 100% Chaves County, the dealing with the monies from the opioid settlement.
Right.
You know, we're still in those. You know, they just had that big workshop here not too long ago. Now it's the next step. It's to go into, and
hopefully we'll get that flowing through here pretty soon.
But people call and say you're interested. You want to be involved in some of this stuff, because the things that Carrie's talking about and the things we need to fix mental health, to be honest, that settlement is a path to start that.
Yes.
If we do this correctly.
Yes, because that's where we're going to get this treatment and this detox, because we don't have like a 30-day detox center here.
Right.
We have 3 days at Sunshine, and then they're out.
And then good luck to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Outside of that, there's nothing here. They have to leave and go to Las Cruces.
And I'm going to take a stab that's also why we see part of it. And I mean, yes, you hear the stories about they're shipping them from here and there, but if they're in rehab and then have no resource after rehab and they get turned out in the streets, they're probably settling down in the homeless communities here in in Roswell.
Right.
And then I'm sure that's going to see an uptick in those numbers.
Yeah, but if they have the detox centers in their own community, they're not bringing them here to go to our outreach here for 3 days. You know,
but I mean, like, if people that needed detox didn't get it after their quote unquote 3 days in the tank, but I'm just saying these are people with probably not a lot of prospects left, and so they go from the drug tank to the homeless camps. I think that's not an uncommon thing.
Yeah, and then it's just this vicious cycle between that and back into jail.
Yeah. Because there's nobody there to say, okay, what next? Now we got you dry. How do we fix you? You know, and that's the thing. It's a
long process. This is not something that happens overnight.
Yeah, and but I think with that opioid money, the settlement money here, you know, because they're talking about investing it so that money keeps making money on itself, which also continues to support the programs that we're funding with the initial. That if we do this right, that's a brilliant idea. Now, I'm no accountant. They're going to need some of those folks on work crunching those numbers, but to me that just makes sense. It's because it solves twofold. It starts to address immediate needs, but it also sets the table to fix it down the road.
Right, and we have to start fixing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We cannot keep our head in the sand any longer.
Well, the world we live in, you wake up every day thinking, what hot mess are we going into today? If we don't fix the mental health, hold my beer. It's going to get worse.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, it's worse now than it was it? Well, it was more than 5 years ago when that fell apart. It was like 10 years.
People are lacking coping skills. There's just so many things that mental health is deteriorating, and a lot of it is some of the reasoning and logic and things that we know is just completely stupid are starting to make sense to us now, and that's the scary world we live in.
Well, and when we have a dysfunctional household who doesn't have those skills, they can't teach the next generation to have those skills.
Exactly.
So it just keeps deteriorating.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at right now. It's like we have to stop.
Yep.
It's like, we can sit here and talk about common sense all we want, but if nobody taught somebody common sense, there is no common.
Like, for the first time in humans, I'm like, I think we're actually devolving instead of evolving a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel a little devolvement, like technology is hampering humanity a little bit here. You know,
and then AI is going to make it worse.
Yeah, and I think.
And I like AI, so don't get me wrong on it.
Yeah, I mean I'm all for technology and advancing and all that, but as it replaces things we needed to do as humans humanly, which is always, and it's our whole lives, you and I especially, that's our whole lives have been, and things we started out in the world you just did. Now, a lot of it's automated on a thing or thinks for us and this and that, and as we evolve to that society, how to take care of ourselves,
on how to find stuff for themselves.
When the thing breaks, how to take care of yourself is lost. And I'm not just talking about a toaster or something. I'm talking about how to solve problems, how to resolve issues, how to one-on-one communicate and talk with people on how to resolve something.
And we're seeing that. I mean, it's there. We're seeing that with the younger kids.
Yeah. So this is what we're at. So anyway, we got a thing, but we got to go.
Yeah.
211, please don't hesitate to call. Please, if you have questions, even if you're new to town and looking for, I got a child with that's on the spectrum. What kind of resources are here? 211's that answer for you here, and anything in between there. And if you're still dealing with FEMA and flooding and all that nonsense.
Yes, because there's still money for housing.
Yes. Yeah, and this is the time you need to go. Please call 211. They can get you in touch or put you in the.
Yeah, because you got to get on that list to be able to get that application, to be able to get the funding to help rebuild on the housing for those that were affected. Yeah,
I get that there's a lot of red tape, but at the end of the day, it's worth going through the red tape.
Yep.
So, thank you, ma'am.
All right.
We will see you next time.
All right.
All right. It is 9:35. We're going to talk fair after this quick break. Don't go away. There it goes.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street will be listening closely as various Federal Reserve policymakers deliver speeches this week. New Trump Fed appointee Stephen Myron outlines his economic and policy views at the Economic Club of New York later today. And Fed Chairman Jerome Powell scheduled to speak about the U.S. economic outlook in Providence, Rhode Island tomorrow. In today's early going on Wall Street, Pfizer shares fell 1.6% after it said it would spend $4.9 billion to acquire the development stage obesity drug maker Metsera. Metsera has no products on the market yet, but its pipeline includes 4 programs in clinical development and 1 in mid-stage testing. President Trump has mentioned that billionaires like Rupert Murdoch and Michael Dell could be part of a deal in which the U.S. will take control of TikTok. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Coach, question for you over here.
Coach, can you talk about the latest trade rumors?
Absolutely. Right now, you can get big money for your trade at Roswell Ford.
Start your season with a win at Roswell Ford. Right now, we need trades. So if you're making payments on your current vehicle and run out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to help you escape from your trade. Even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. With 0% APR and no payments for 90 days. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit with great terms, with good credit, no credit, or even if your credit is less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings, more for your trade, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $28.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues for rate of sale, subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
It's too bad the Eastern New Mexico State Fair doesn't have a category for weeds, because with all the rain we've had, they'd be giving out lots of blue ribbons. Hi, this is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company. We have powerful products to get rid of the hardiest weeds, and most important, we can tell you exactly how and when to use them to get the job done. Yeah, this year's weeds are certainly impressive, but at least they're green.
Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds heal faster. If you or a loved one has a wound that won't heal, call 575-736-8235 today and take the first step toward recovery.
If you suffer from pogonophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:38, and I was just talking about Duck Dynasty. Speaking of Robertson.
No relation. Well, not that we know of.
Now, you know what? I bet we start 23andMeing it enough. I bet you'd be like,
that could be.
I'll be related to Cy. Look at that. But Leslie Robertson.
Correct.
No relation. Proven yet. Joining us this morning from the Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
Sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. It's go time.
It is. We are days away from the official start of this year's 2025 Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Matter of fact, entries started turning in this weekend.
Yes.
All of the textile side of the arts and crafts, your dresses, no baked goods yet. That's this weekend.
That's this coming weekend.
But all the other things that's not food being judged or an animal, it was pretty much brought in this weekend here.
Yes,
so
the volunteers worked very hard this last weekend.
So are they? So as far as like this week, is this when they actually sit down and start judging, start awarding the blue ribbon?
Correct.
So by opening day of the fair on Monday, we walk in and see all the blue ribbons.
Which is why we can't take late entries for judging.
Gotcha.
Because as soon as they finish accepting the entries, the doors get locked, the judges come in, so everything's being placed as we speak
Gotcha.
now.
So they're in there doing their
Yes,
thing and all of
exactly.
that. Excellent. So we're judging now. Now like everybody else, everyone's eagerly awaiting Just gee whiz curious. When does the contestants? Do they find out day one of the fair, or do they find out before?
So they actually get a day pass with their entry,
Okay.
and so they have a free pass anytime during the week except for Tuesday. So if you're holding one of those passes, it's not valid on Tuesday.
Okay.
But they have
'Cause
a
that's
pass
the ride day
That's
inspection.
the ride day.
Gotcha.
But
Makes
they do
sense.
have a pass to come in anytime during the week other than Tuesday.
So
to
they
see
find
if
out
won.
if they got a ribbon.
Yeah.
by,
Right now they don't know.
Yeah. So they literally will find out when the public finds out. You walk
Exactly.
in and if you see your entry and there's a blue ribbon next to it, then you won.
Exactly right. Exciting.
Very cool. I didn't know if they get the like pre-notification or anything like that.
It's a surprise to them, which is why they get the day pass so that they don't
Excellent.
have to pay to come in to see if they placed.
Well, in that way, you now you have an excuse to eat all the food and all that stuff. Because I say it and I tell it every time, and I'm telling you this is true. If you eat fair food at the fair, the calories don't count.
I agree with that. I fully support that philosophy.
The crux in the plan is if you take the fair food off the fairgrounds, the calories count double.
True story.
So the rule is you got to come out to the fair and eat.
Absolutely.
So because you all laugh. There is some honesty to it because you walk when you're at the fair.
You do.
You burn off a lot of calories just walking up and down through the carnival, through the education, hanging out at the livestock, and so when you're munching on the cowboy fries or the funnel cake or a big giant corn dog or whatever it is, you're burning all that stuff off.
Story.
And I'll tell you this, I don't care what, I guess if you're completely lactose intolerant, but whatever you do, please go visit the ice cream shop for the 4-H kids.
Absolutely.
It is, I'm sorry, I love a lot of food at the fair, but that's my tastiest spot at the fair. My ice cream
It's
is
kind of a hidden gem, right?
Yeah, it's my jam.
Yeah, and it's not with the other food vendors.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for the ice cream, it's right next to the commercial building.
Yeah.
It's kind of attached to the
It is.
commercial building.
Technically, it's my gateway to the commercial building
Yes.
because you can go to the main entrance of the commercial building or do what I do. go through, hit the ice cream, and then go out the other way, and then I spend more money on the New Mexico store with all the chili seasonings and all the.
New Mexico store isn't able to join us this year.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, I know. I'm so disappointed.
That's usually kind of a tradition there for me.
I know. They have some amazing products in there, and we hope to get them
But there'll
back.
be something equally cool in that spot, I'm sure.
That's still under consideration,
Okay.
so we're going to see what's happening there.
Well, all I'm saying is you got me every time. So whatever you put in there, you
Mission
got me. It has an excellent lead in with the ice cream. And then I emerge into the commercial building. That's almost by tradition how I enter so at least the first time. As the day progresses and things.
Right.
But I'm hitting because we're coming out with a cone or a shake by the time I'm out of there.
Strawberry's my favorite.
Yeah, well, I'm a chocolate guy, but that's the beauty. We all get to come and be happy. But now for everyone here this week, like we said, the judges, the entries are being judged. But here towards the end of the week, if you've got the baked goods and the animals, that's all going to start coming in. If you have not already done so, please go to the Eastern New Mexico State Fair's website, enmsf.com.
Right.
Go. You don't have to download and read the entire fair book, but you can go to the sections that apply to you and your categories on your turn-in times, turn-in requirements. The absolute can do's and don'ts as far as what's accepted and not accepted.
Exactly. Yes. Please go there first. Everybody's calling the office for admissions pricing and hours and how do I bring my baked goods? How many cookies need to be on the plate? And we're happy to answer those questions.
Sure.
But it is go time, and I want to make sure everybody gets their questions answered. That fair book has everything in it. The website is pretty
much all your other
all-encompassing.
questions that you have answered that aren't in a fair book are on the website.
Correct.
So, like, if you want to know who's performing
Right.
and what ticket costs are, and what's the walk around acts this year? What's going to be the different? All of that is on the fair website. When's rodeo night? It's right there
All
on
there.
the.
Everything's
What
on
night
there.
is Artist X playing?
Yes.
It right there on the fair website. All
Correct.
ENMSF. And it'll tell you the special nights, the armband nights, when
Canned goods, all
goods.
the things. That Ride 'em Cowboy special. It's finally, this is our third year doing it. People
Good
are
deal.
finally starting to kind of.
It's a
get
really
it.
big value.
It's a huge value.
Yeah.
What I don't like to see happen is somebody who's coming out just to see their quilt or whatnot. That's not the best day to come, because you're gonna pay the Ride 'em Cowboy special that day. So really, if you're not coming with the family to ride, don't come on that day. Come any other day.
Now, if you want to go see Grandma's quilt and then go hit the Tilto thingy, then go for it.
Absolutely. But even if you're not riding on that day, and I can't stress this enough, if you are just watching the kiddos or whatever, you're still going to pay the all-encompassing price. But do the math, because it might be cheaper for you to pay to watch them ride than to come back the next day and pay admission, ride band.
Absolutely, yeah.
So do the math. It's probably a better option to come out on Tuesday, even if you're not the one actively riding.
But like you said, if you have nobody in your party going to ride,
that's not the day to
go to
come.
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, for any of the other days would be great.
Right.
But again, the fair website has all of that information there. The other thing I always recommend, the two things I recommend fairgoers do every year. The other thing is, if you do social media, follow the Eastern Mexico State Fair Facebook page. That's because the fair is a live moving event all week. Live shows, live events, live things happening. Mother Nature doesn't always play nice with the events sometimes. In every fair, there seems to be one chance of rain or something. And anytime an event has to be shifted, moved, canceled, etc., that's usually the first place it goes public is right there on the Facebook page.
We can go immediately to Facebook and post, whereas if we go through the website, it has to go first
or the
to
radio
webmaster,
station or whatever.
There's
a lot of middle people.
Yes. So the Facebook is our immediate go-to.
So stay, like and follow that. And that way, too, during the week, if you have some questions and things, you always shoot that, and in time, staff will obviously this week is a little bit hectic, so they're not going to be as prompt as they would normally.
Right.
But that being said, if you do, shoot an answer there. But that's a great way to stay informed on special events and get reminders too, because you could be on your Facebook. Oh, that's right, today's ride day. I forgot. We got to go tonight and everything else. The other thing is when you do go to the fair and you have children with you, especially, maybe your teenage kids. I think they're mature enough not to do this, but certainly the wanderers, the youngins.
They're fast.
They are.
Disappear in a hurry.
Yeah, they're once they're upright moving, man. You know. Right. Take a picture before you get into the fair of them that day in the clothes they're wearing at the fair. Exactly. That way, if they got that Iron Man t-shirt on or Barbie t-shirt or whatever it is they're wearing, you could show them the picture that you hopefully never need to use. Right. But in case Dad started looking at the funnel cake and Mom was looking at the purses and the kid said, ooh, glowy, spinny thing, and went that way. And then we said, it happens at every fair. It guaranteed. You could set your watch to it. It's going to happen at some point. And the fair board, staff, everybody, they have an amazing, well-oiled plan when these lost children alerts happen. They happen so when you go to any fair personnel or person in uniform and say, my child is lost, they go right into action. They know exactly what to do. That being said, if you go to that said person with your phone there and saying it's little Johnny or little Sue, they're wearing these shorts and this T-shirt, and that gives them, they can literally take that picture, send it to the gates, send it to everybody to put the bolo out to be on the lookout. By the way, they shut down the gates, no entry, no leaving, while they have a missing child going on. That way,
we take it very seriously.
We can control exactly who's coming in and out. We can lock it down so we can know for sure if they're right here or in the parking lot or whatever. And then police and staff, they have their protocols and what they're supposed to do when these situations happen.
And adding to that, we actually have Search and Rescue has a booth in the commercial building, and they will do a bracelet on your kiddo that has parents' contact information.
Oh, great. Even better.
So visit commercial building first.
That's step 2 after you get your picture taken. Yes.
And then step 3, point out the safe locations to go to if kiddo finds themselves lost. And obviously not for our little bitties.
Sure.
But point out the office because that's where they're going to end up. They're going to end up with me. So safety person. So point out where the office is. Point out the police substation, sheriff station, Roswell Fire Department station. All of those places. These are safe places to go.
Sure.
If you're lost, find one.
Absolutely.
And we will get you back to your family.
Absolutely. And I would even throw, if you want to do an extra little caveat, is as a family, kind of make a thing. It's like, okay, if we get separated, meet at the ice cream shop or meet at the Ferris wheel, meet at some landmark everybody knows. Like, if you could lose everybody, our plan is to meet at whatever spot designate, the front gate, the bathrooms here, the office, whatever, at the security stand here, whatever that is, make that that way everyone knows before they go in. It's like, I got lost. Let me go ahead.
Right. Nobody ever intends to.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody ever intends to wander off.
So easy.
But it's so easy.
Especially if you're there on a Friday night or Saturday night and there's, big crowds and the line's getting a little long for certain events and rides and things, or you're at one of the concerts.
Right.
And it's easy. Kids get separated. I get it. You're especially walking the course. And how many times do one of us stopped because we're interested in one of the booths, and then everyone keeps going, and next thing you're done looking, like, uh-oh.
And you're lost. You can come to the office, too. We'll take you there.
I don't know how many times my wife's probably like, we got a missing 50-year-old.
We may not shut down the gates for that, but we will keep you safe until she finds you.
He's wearing a blue polo.
Right.
He might have like a cheese ring around his mouth. Or some kind of chocolate, maybe. But yeah, definitely stained shirt.
As long as the magician doesn't magic you away somewhere, they're probably there somewhere.
But please come and have fun. I know each day is going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be entertainment. And don't forget, all the concerts and entertainment is included into your admission in the fair. So there's no extra charge to go see the live music. So if you want to see Latin Night and see all the great artists there, you pay to get in the fair. All that's included. If there's one of the country artists or one of the other acts, oh man, that's my jam. Guess what? It's included into the fair. And same with the rodeo stuff too. It's all included into your admission into the fair. That's all part of it. So definitely do that. Can we remind people some of the special nights, like we talked about the ride nights and things too?
Yes. So Monday and Saturday are our long days, right?
Gotcha.
So even though the wristbands are a little pricier on those days, and all of this pricing is on the website at unmsf.com.
Exactly.
But those are your long days. So you have more time to ride Monday and Saturday. There's some fairs that do a split wristband where you have to pay in the morning and then pay again in the evening. Wrights Amusements, our carnival contractor, doesn't do that.
So once you're in, you're in.
Once you're in, you're in. Once you pay for your bracelet, you do. Now, keep in mind, once those bracelets come off, you can't tape them. You can't do anything else.
Can't tamper them.
Right. No tampering of the bracelets. But those are your longer days to ride. Tuesday, of course, is the Ride 'em Cowboy special. Wednesday is our $2 ride night. So every ticket is $2.
Perfect.
So there's that. Or you can do the wristband for $40. So you have options.
So if you're going to ride all the rides, but if you're like, look, I got my one jam, I just want to ride this.
Exactly.
You can do it for real cheap, $2. Yeah.
And then Thursday, we have partnered with the Chaves County Disaster Relief.
Oh,
and
excellent.
So that's our canned good night.
So bring food and they'll get
Please
a discount.
Make sure it's not expired. You don't get the discount if you're bringing us expired food.
Yeah, and the label on would be helpful.
Yes, yes.
I mean, I love a good mystery as much as the next person.
We like to provide quality items. So yes, you get a discounted bracelet on the canned food drive night, and then
my rule of thumb, folks, is if you look at it and say, then someone else is going to go. Now I get if it's one thing like I hate succotash. Well, I love that.
Right.
You know, that's. But let's just say if it's a can of beets that looks beat. Let's keep it. Let's keep it on the sidelines.
But we've done an amazing job over the last couple of years of really collecting a lot of items.
And that's a great way to
community.
And we're so grateful that that Wright's Amusements works with you guys because at the end of the day they're the ones taking a little bit of that hit on those rides for the better of our community.
No, it's an amazing carnival. We're very blessed to have Wright's Amusements.
That's a big.
Traveling carnivals are difficult to find these days.
Well, and I know for a fact they're a family business, and every time. Family, I mean, I'm sure they fight cats and dogs, but you know, they're an honest, you know, when it's a family business, their reputation's on the line and they will do everything they can to make sure they have a good one.
And speaking of the carnival, so we've done this the last couple of years also. They actually do, we call it a sneak peek. So on this coming Friday and Saturday, the carnival will operate.
Okay, so I know there's a little bit of we don't know yet.
Yes,
a little bit
we do know.
So we do have a confirmation.
Yes, we do. So they will now keep in mind that is just the carnival and some of the food vendors.
Right, not the full
commercial building.
Yeah, none
not
of that's
every vendor. Not the livestock won't be there.
And probably the only food will be the carnival's food. Like
a couple of ours that get set up in time.
Okay, they may try to.
Yeah, some of the locals may.
But more than likely, it'll just be like those ones with the pizza and the corn dogs.
Exactly.
Stuff by the rides,
yes,
basically.
Those will definitely be set, and a few of the locals.
Gotcha.
And then the carnival will go dark on Sunday.
Okay.
So please don't come out to ride on Sunday.
Well,
Even if you see the lights going, they're still doing some other things.
We're getting ready for opening day on Monday.
Opening day as we kick off with the parade, which is always so much fun. And then as soon as the parade's over, game on.
And just like normal, you know, line up here on Main Street. You can line up anywhere from Wool Bowl to was it Summit? Is that the name?
It is Summit.
Yeah,
yes.
Where the old Sears
Everybody
used
says
to be.
Sears parking lot.
The old Sears parking lot, but like there's people that never knew there was an actual Sears there at some point.
We're showing our age.
I know.
Another safety tip is for the parade. I want to remind our participants in the parade: no throwing of items.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that the kiddos get their things, and you're promoting your organization, but it has to be handed to the crowd.
Yeah, you got to physically hand it to the crowd, and that's a safety thing because
we don't want any kiddos under the tires. Exactly.
And it's happened. That's why we don't. We people are like, oh, how did it's happened?
Yes,
it's happened, and we don't want that to even remotely happen.
And if you are handing things to the crowd, remember you walk the entire time. You can't jump off and on the float.
So wear your pedometer.
Walkers.
Wear your pedometer so you get credit.
Your steps that day.
You get your credit for your steps.
We do not have. I love this. We do not have a judges stand anymore.
Okay.
The judges are hidden throughout. So,
but I know
performance all the way through.
Okay, because I said, but normally you usually right at the courthouse
that
on is
used to be.
So that's not necessarily the case.
No, sir.
Okay, I was wondering because. So that being said. You don't necessarily have to, because if you're thinking, well, I'm going to miss something, I need to be down by the courthouse.
They'll perform throughout.
Like if you're as far north as the turnoff there by College, as far south as Summit, anywhere in between that stretch of highway, you got a good spot for the parade.
Correct.
And like I said, performances are popping at any point there.
Any point.
And then of course, right as soon as the parade, it's game on. Head to the fairgrounds. The gates open up. The rides will open up as soon as they give the thumbs up from the inspectors, which I imagine that already happened.
Yeah, the nice thing about the preview is we're set. So once the gates open, we're open.
So they're going to open. That's right. You have a good point.
Weather permitting.
Weather permitting, of course. So, well, I'm going to put in an order for
Appreciate
sunny 70, 5 to 10 mile an hour winds.
Yes. We do have great entertainment this year. Austin Van, Josh Ward, Al Hurricane Jr., so many more. That
it's kind of a good mix of classics you love with new and up and coming.
We really try to give a little something for everybody.
So something grandma loves, something your grandkids love.
Yes.
Yeah, and something in between.
Families, watch out on the grounds. We might have some traveling dragons cruising around. Make sure you get your kiddos. There's some great photo ops.
Nice.
One of them lights up. There's some really cool dragons.
Oh, those are a lot of fun when they get the various things that they interact with and walk and talk, and you're sitting there trying to eat a corn dog, and next thing you know, something pops up for a visit.
Tapping you on the shoulder.
And will they have some of those shows at the commercial building and some of the magic and some of those very cool shows we get to see each week?
Extreme Illusions. I have seen this place in Vegas and Utah. And he will be doing some amazing escape type things.
Deal.
There's straight jackets involved. And
it's usually like right there in front of you, which is why I like it.
So he will be participating. Josh Knotts will be performing. It's where the old stage used to be when we still had the small stage.
Yes.
Right across from the opening of the commercial building in front of the education building. So
right,
that's where his setup.
Usually where our radio is set, right by right next to where that. Yeah.
Blue Radio.
Where the ponies and usually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, that's where Josh will be performing. So it's a really great show. Looking forward to that.
Good deal. But I like because you're right there.
Yes.
You know, magic chairs are cool, but they're way cooler when you're right there instead of 50 feet back on a stage or something. So
no, it's a good show.
I just all the time. But Eastern New Mexico State Fair's website, enmsf.com. That is your resource. Please like and follow Eastern New Mexico State Fair on Facebook. So that way you can stay up to date throughout the fair on changes, things, or reminders on, don't forget it's, a day to bring canned goods and let's help out our community disaster, help our community. And then, of course, don't forget, Saturday morning is the big junior livestock auction, which, that's the big grand finale of the fair, really, and unlike the Chaves County Fair, which is that Friday night, the Eastern is Saturday morning, kind of. So you get up early, have breakfast and all that, and then you come on and then watch, and it's fun to watch. If you never get
keep
to be
in mind, so if the general public wants to come out and bring the kiddos to see the animals, once that livestock sale happens, the animals are released and the families go back home. So if you come in Saturday night,
you might miss some.
You might miss. Excuse me. You might miss something. Yep. So, if you're wanting to come out to the livestock barns, now some of them will still be there, but the full experience needs to happen before Saturday afternoon.
Please don't forget. Go to the education building. Go to the livestock